now I'll let you guys discuss what you want to do and how you're doing it.
All right. Um. Okay. So we need volunteers for the away team into this very, very large ship. Now, I'd say, as captain, I'm going to say Zoe volunteers.
Voluntold.
I'm going to say Walter volunteers.
Walter has a stomach illness.
Ugh. Again,
I feel like you, as doctor, should probably know that. Even more so now that you're captain.
he's been avoiding me.
I don't blame him.
Ugh.
I am okay with you guys using Walter as manual labor.
Okay.
Stomach illness or no.
It's not that bad. You can walk it off.
Hey, have you ever thrown up in a vac suit?
I'm sure Walter will. And he deserves it.
It's not fun to do.
Yeah, it sounds like a whole bunch of gross.
It's even worse than a Vex skin.
I'd imagine. The point is, Walter's getting voluntold to do this.
Untold.
But beyond that, I believe I should go in case there's anything that needs proper identification rather than just evaluation.
Charlie's going to volunteer.
Oh no, the captain shouldn't leave the ship. You could tell Zoe doesn't really care. She's just putting in like the required amount of.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
the captain has to stay with the ship.
Jai's just ignoring her.
I mean, that's a winning strategy so far.
Yeah.
I think Nemesis is probably pretty bored and is willing to volunteer as well. You know, if something needs hacking.
Quite a possibility. If the black box is still working, it's possible other systems on board are still working.
So at this
point, need someone to cut in.
It might be easier to ask who's not going.
I mean, is the android being voluntold?
No. The android can. Android, I'm not actually sure if you have opinions of this scale. Do you want to go, or do you want to remain with the ship to work on the cannon?
It would be much safer for me to go. I can withstand more damage. I do not require air. And I can move the ship if I need to.
Very good points. All right, we will take Android with.
I'm also stronger. Much, much stronger.
Yes, that's
and so
notable.
Modest. Yeah, you should all tell your friends about how strong she is and modest.
Okay. Great.
I think I just did.
In that case,
No,
the
so
rest
tell your
of
friends.
you, Charlie, I believe you should probably come as well.
Yeah, no,
I volunteered.
He volunteered.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. The rest of you, I believe you should spend the next, well, however long it takes, working on getting one of the ship's weapons operational. Let's see if you can get one of the top side laser turrets. Is that understood?
Who's left?
The non-player character crew.
We also don't have lasers.
Oh, Christ. What were they?
If you open Roll20 and look at the handout.
I did open Roll20, but I'm not looking at the handout. Just get one of the topside weapons working. It is a...
Phased charge cannon.
Yep. Phased charge cannon. Get one of the phased charge cannons working.
You mean the PPCs?
No, it's PCCs. This
So
isn't BattleTech.
You don't know that. I'm gonna get a mech before this is over.
Lol.
Says the GM. Shit.
Oh dear.
Alright, I am reposting the one that you got from last week so that they're all in a line.
All right, so let's do some dungeon crawling.
Woohoo! I bring my pink laser gun that I have yet to get to shoot.
Alright, with that decision made, why don't you, because the GM wasn't paying attention, tell me who is still on the ship?
Everybody who is not a player.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ivan, Alexi, and Elena.
Yep.
And Switch.
And Switch.
And Switch.
You're actually giving the human NPCs a bit of a break, some time off. It's nice.
Well, it's not entirely a break. They're still instructed to work on the cannon.
Yeah, but they can't. They don't know how.
Oh,
Everybody-
I thought they.
Everybody who knows how to do it is leaving.
I thought they had fix.
Yeah, fix 0.
Oh, do you need fix 1 to fix it?
Not technically. It would be best if somebody with more fix know-how was with them to guide them, considering how
Important the
strange and-
guns are.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say strange and advanced, but important is also good.
We don't have that.
Yeah, you need,
Yet.
hold on. With my administrative skill, can I write some very detailed instructions?
Well, you smart enough to know how the guns work?
I have fix 1 now.
There's also the option of I don't know.
I could translate from what Android tells to proper instructions for them.
That's true. I could also just hook androids up to the internal cameras and have them always watching her.
Yeah. Oh, crap.
Start posting up signs. Android is watching.
Yeah. If you guys come up with some scheme that reasonably allows them to work on highly advanced tech in the absence of a supervising tech, then
They could I imagine we could put together at least some stuff, get the stuff in place. Maybe not, make the connections, but
yeah, that's fine. So we're using Nemesis is using admin to trying to write up some simple and concise training instructions. Android or Zoe is providing a little bit more advanced. Actually, it would be Zoe probably because Zoe's got the fix too. A little bit more advanced because Nemesis did just come into fix 1. So Zoe would be providing a little bit more advanced information on that. Nemesis is actually, this is a perfect opportunity for this is why Nemesis fix is improving.
yay!
You're getting some advanced, in addition to the other things that Nemesis has been doing, but you're getting some advanced instruction in how the ship works by way of having to translate it into how the ship works for people with less fix. And with that, yeah, your NPCs can start working on repairs.
Now, I also can't remember, but didn't Android start working on the guns like during our journey too?
Yeah, that was supposed to happen ages ago. We even had that planned out.
Did you mark down how much work got done?
No, because you never got us the exact time frame.
Oh, you did. Something like 10 days.
Did
Right?
you?
10 days with help. 20
10
days without.
In that case, that might actually even be done.
Okay.
Let's see, where did we have that?
Yeah, I think that would be done then, wouldn't it?
Because that's why the Android was. Actually, it was Zoe who was working on that.
I thought I was working on Walter's guns. Wasn't I doing
No.
mods?
No,
because
not the
the-
mods. We did the calculations on who's better for salvaging
The
versus
mods
the
don't.
repairs while
You
salvaging
guys
is happening.
ended up deciding that when you got to this ship, that someone would start working on your ship. You had everybody actively salvaging up until this point.
And I don't know if we determined if that follow the same rules as modding, where you can kind of do it down.
Now, modding is a special case that can be done while you're doing something else, but you can't salvage and repair at the same time. Think of modding as a free action you can take once a day instead of a main action. Yeah, let's add some more actions to this. You've got daily main actions, daily free actions.
All right, let's stop.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah,
Um,
mods are special. Everything else is restrictive.
All right. Well, whatever the case is, we'll just have the crew work on it. We'll have Nemesis draft up a plan for them, and then we will do the exploring.
Yeah, I'm gonna become a technical writer for the crew.
Yep.
Did anybody ever fix the air-to-ground ship?
The lighter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoe did.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been fixed for a while.
Oh, okay.
I think it has. Now
Yeah.
you have me sort of worried. I mean, I've literally flew it into the.
Yeah, the air to ground ship or the cargo lighter was simply missing. They fixed up the cargo lighter bay fairly early on, but we're just missing an actual lighter until.
No, I thought the lighter that we had was damaged on.
Oh, yeah, it was, but that would have been. I think I even said that was such a minor bit of damage that Zoe could just do it without expending any resources.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought didn't I fix it when I took the panels off?
Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if that's actually how it worked, but yeah, that's how it was now.
Okay.
Yep, cannon.
Cannon.
No, we haven't gotten the cannons fixed yet.
That's with two ends. I'm talking about cannon with one end.
Either way.
All right, so you can get 500 spare parts worth of repairs done per day using the NPCs.
It's fine.
Okay, 20 days.
Yeah, hopefully we're not exploring the ship for that long. Eventually we'll come back
Yeah.
and take over.
I think we'll be good. So,
they can work on the external repairs first. That way, when you go into metaspace, the work can continue.
yeah. Wait, you mean we can't just send one of
No.
us out into?
EVAs
Are you sure?
in metaspace are
I mean,
bad,
you can.
even
Yeah,
for
send
androids.
out
It is a risk I, as captain, am willing to make one of you take.
Some of you may die, but that's a price I'm willing to pay.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, no, that makes sense. Have them get the external repairs done first. While we go to explore. Now there was something I wanted to ask you, but I forgot to get around to mention it while Walter or Vision was talking about mods. Could we actually get the Sue suit modded?
You could try to mod it, yes.
All right. I wanted to ask Zoe if she could. Oh crud! What was the exact mod? Open up, you stupid fucking. book.
Whoa, you can't just
a
talk
weird
to Zoe
name.
that way.
What?
Jesus.
I can't talk to who?
Zoe that way.
Oh no, I'm not.
She has a name. You can't just call her Book.
Uh,
And
Why don't you
opening
open
a
it up to
person
me?
up by the rib cage does not reveal the contents inside. Well, actually, it does.
well,
You
yeah,
can't-
I was going to say,
can't-
are
I
you
was gonna say,
sure?
the
I'm
Android
pretty
disagrees.
sure.
Yeah, Jai telling someone to open up is a little concerning.
I mean, Jai better than
Nah, she
anyone.
had a birthday. It's fine now.
Jai,
No.
Jai
Oh.
better than God. Jai better
Jesus.
than everyone knows you all have rich internal lives.
We contain multitudes.
Mhm.
Mods might be pretty expensive for that suit, I imagine.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up really quickly. if
I'm
I
going to say
can.
that mods on that advanced suit are going to take one higher fixed skill than listed.
All right, let me see if I can.
Huh?
Really? Hidden Richard track?
What was that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Could you replay that, please?
It's
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
The following broadcast is not suitable for musicians of handmade music and children under 3 years of age. The end is coming, Xander.
Am I gonna have to
This
open
hurts
Roll20 to hear
you.
what you guys are talking about?
Nah,
Okay,
fine.
that was
I
interesting.
mean, it addressed you specifically, but sure.
All
Don't worry
right,
about it. It's gonna be all over soon.
great, perfect, wonderful. Fuck it. Could I here? Go ahead and customize this suit to Jai, I guess, because Walter isn't here to beg for it.
You are the captain.
Bit of an odd one. Would it be possible to salvage the suit material from the suit? And just making it just like a regular mech suit?
A thought
Eh.
suit.
I feel like it's probably way too integrated at this point.
Yeah, I would agree that it's too integrated. You could salvage. I would allow you to salvage enough to make one more component from it, but that would effectively destroy the rest of the suit.
Right.
Turn it into scrap parts or spare parts.
Yeah, I think it's valuable enough to hold on to as it is.
Okay.
Especially if you run into another burning planet situation. But yeah, Zoe, would you be willing to just customize the suit?
Yeah, I can customize the suit.
Perfect.
So
Go ahead.
This is where the bows will go. Here's the flowers.
That's fine.
You
Here's where the
realize she's
tribe- the
customizing it to herself, right?
really generic
Android,
tattoos.
can you customize the suit?
No.
Need to fix 2 for it.
I am the captain.
It says so on my name tag.
Yeah. Which Zoe also put there, and it's very pretty, basically. But let's, fuck it.
Amazing. Yeah, I said I'd customize it.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. In that case, let's get that done. Let's just everyone prepare to explore this ship.
We all look at you in our vac suits like we're
Nope.
ready.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, we get it. You don't have to bring it up every time that you're special and different. Jesus, Android.
Other character, but you said all in their vac suits, which is not
Oh
true.
my god.
Everyone who needs a vac suit is in their vac suit.
Everybody that we want to live is in a vac suit.
Okay. Let's just explore the ship.
Uh-huh.
All right. Open up the I guess cargo bay, and let's hop on out.
We could go out the airlock.
Oh right, yeah, the airlock. Sure, that works too.
It expends a little bit less of your. Well, like I said, it requires a little bit less time and effort to depressurize a small room and suck all the somewhat valuable oxygen out of it than to
Right.
do that with a massive room.
Right.
Not to
So
mention all the crew members that are getting repair parts from the cargo bay to drag to the guns.
yeah, it's fine. We don't really need them. No, we'll do the airlock.
Okay.
I just blanked for a moment.
Okay.
Do 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 do.
All right. One moment. Bear with me, please.
Loading. Loading.
That's actually pretty accurate. Okay. As you are coming out of your airlock, in vac suit or without, however you are, you see signs of the same inert dust that seems to have previously eaten holes in all of the other ships. It's also, as I said earlier, the reason that there's a hole large enough for your ship to come into. It seems to have hit this section of the world ship's hull particularly heavily, creating that massive hole, and also spreading inside to eat away at the internal decking and structure enough that it's not just a pit, it's actually a cave. You can see the wreckage, the fallen parts, fallen pieces that did not get eaten, um, all around the walls of this cave, um, as if the ship itself is large enough to be producing that kind of gravitational attraction that just kind of leaves dust sitting on the floor, except this dust is a 3 meter long steel girder. 1 second here. Some of that is impeding your access to ship sections, but isn't such a barrier that I'm going to make anybody do any skill rolls. You've got a hidden telekinetic if he wants to use his powers, and you've also got an android with EVA training and +3 strength. So none of these will be obstacles to you. What direction in this ship do you want to begin exploring? You're around the midsection of it right now. Behind you will be the engines and probably the spike drive, although your ship is also different in having the spike drive engines, or the spike drive itself, in the middle of the ship. And 4 will be towards the bridge, which you've already been to and back from.
We could split up.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how spooky is it in here?
Well, there's dust rising from anywhere that your feet touch, or your hands touch. It's clinging to the walls, so you get unless you manage to maneuver without ever touching anything, in which case,
Which Nemesis definitely can't do.
yeah.
Well,
no.
I mean, we're basically having to do the spaceship floaty thing. I can't imagine the gravitational thing is still working in here.
It's not. And that light attraction that is keeping all the steel girders and such against the walls of the cave is, even Jai could move those things.
Right.
It's not a strong attraction. It just happens to be how those things settled.
Now hold on. I want to
they've
point
been in
out
here for a
that
while.
Jai is not the weakest
Okay,
person
fine.
here.
Even Zoe could move them.
What are you talking about? I have many levers. I could move them easy.
With her pinky.
Yep.
So you've got space dust that's kicking up behind every step, every palm against a wall, and even behind thrusters if you use those to also maneuver around. It's dark. You have to use your flashlights.
Which being obscured a bit by the dust that's been stirred up, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay, so it's suitably spooky.
looking
Yeah.
back into the dust, there's also reflections of things that sometimes
Yeah,
look like things.
Yeah, I don't know about splitting the group.
Come on, gang. It'll be fine.
Junkies.
I mean, it's easy with high enough strength. You just pull a little and they come apart.
All right, so the important question is, which member of the Scooby Gang do we all align to?
I mean, it's obvious, right?
I mean, the android is headed for the bridge.
All right.
Android
Brave-
is Fred.
No. Obviously, Brave Leader is Fred. Android is Scooby.
But see, Android's not scared at all.
Right.
Yeah, but strong and goofy.
Also not Scooby. Also not
No.
Scooby.
Look, it's not going to be a 1-to-1 matchup. What do you want from me?
I
You want
feel
to be
like
Velma?
the Scooby-Doo gang doesn't really work as a good analogy here.
Yeah, I've seen better Scooby-Doo analogies, and this isn't one.
Yeah. All right.
They're
it's
stars and you guys are squares. You can't put a star in a square.
You can if you make the square big enough.
You can if you don't care about the edges of the star.
Fine. You can if you have a big enough hammer.
I feel like all three of these analogies and excuses actually make my point.
Look, I watched Apollo 13, and I know that you can put this square peg in this round hole
You're
using
correct.
nothing but this.
But the point that is being made by all of these arguments is that you're not the Scooby-Doo gang and it's a bad analogy.
All right.
Well, yeah.
No, I
All
think
right.
what we're saying here is it's good enough if you force it, and we're gonna force it.
Well,
Alright, just for that, I'm
Yeah.
giving you more sadness.
okay.
Your ship has pulled out another piece of intact data from that black box.
Someone possessed of an entity.
I warned you about the space belt.
Are we? Yeah, are we about to get space magic?
Well, it looks like someone turned off gravity, which is interesting.
I mean, but that's not space magic. I could do that.
Right, Zoe.
Can you turn it off on a planet? On a planetary scale?
Well,
Well, possibly. Well, the point is, Jai's actually going to go through the android. The rest of you, if you want to volunteer to start searching the, Christ, is it aft? I can't remember my ship terminology.
Yes, aft is the back.
Right. If any of you want to volunteer to search the aft section of the ship, I would appreciate it, but I'm not going to force you to split from the group.
Well, let's talk about the aft monitor. I don't know if that's indicating anything relevant in the aft.
It's the spike drive and the engines, which
Oh,
both would have a lot of parts.
fair point.
it just means they were moving away from whatever they were looking at.
Also, I volunteer to stay with the android. 'cause it seems like
Zoe, Charlie.
I'll split off and check the aft.
All right. Zoe, do
go
you want to
with
go
him.
with
Yeah, I'll
Charlie?
go with
Just
him. Sure.
buddy system.
Mm-hmm. Now, Charlie, the plan is, if we get into any trouble, run.
Can't run.
Float quickly. It's fine.
That's better.
I mean, it's like saying pull up in space. You get what I'm trying to say.
Can I run? Is that a thing that I can do?
Your focus is more or less null and void out here.
Okay.
Focus.
And nothing about kinetic transversal or generating a pressure field can do anything with that.
I forgot you
I mean,
also have
it's
that.
obviously it's generating a force, so. I mean,
yeah, I would allow kinetic transversal.
Okay.
That is reasonable.
You just make it look like you're really good in the backseat.
Heartedly throw the rope out. I latched onto something.
okay.
No, I'm gonna just keep the status quo for now.
All right.
Well,
So
I mean, you don't have to hide it with me. I know it.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, let's start with the team going 4, and I may have missed some people because I only have 5 people here. I've got Zoe and Charlie going aft, Android, Nemesis, and Walter going 4.
That's forward, not 4.
Eh.
I think it would be Walter left.
Oh right, I forgot about Walter. Walter can go protect the aft section crew.
Okay, so Walter is going aft.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
And Jai, that's who I was missing. I was like, I knew there was actually a name missing.
How dare you forget about me?
I know, especially after you spend so much time talking.
I know.
And which, sorry, which direction was Android going? I see. I was with Android
Android is going 4.
4. Okay.
4.
Really, I should probably be the other team, but like I said, I'm only trying to go with Android.
So Nemesis is Shaggy.
Might be.
Android is skilled at space maneuvering. Pretty much everybody except for Nemesis, I think.
Yeah, I definitely have no idea how to use a vac suit.
Yeah, no. Everyone except for Nemesis is experienced enough with the vac suit that they are, would not suffer penalties in combat.
Well,
No reason for mentioning that.
And everyone else has had weeks of practice, pretty much.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Not just combat, you have the penalty too.
I'm sorry, what was that, Nick?
I said it's not just combat, you have the penalty too.
Right,
so.
right. No, I don't know why I said combat.
Oh,
yeah,
we all know why.
we all know. Yeah, I think we all know why.
It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, no, it was a slip of the tongue. A Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Wait, no, if you say it's a Freudian slip.
It's because he wants to... Never mind.
Are you saying that I sexualize the roll of dice?
No, combat.
No, but you might have a very complicated relationship with it that needs to be explored further.
Tell us about your D&D playing mother.
No, she was against it.
Okay.
She was Mormon, so I can't hold that against her.
I mean, I can.
All right.
not
anymore. She's not alive.
Well, I can feel bad for you. Post.
I pretty much did what I wanted, anyways.
Well, I'm sad that you had to.
All right, we're not turning this into a group therapy session, guys.
Yes,
and
yes,
it's a
we are.
weird group therapy. This is going a weird place. Not just group therapy, but a weird group therapy.
Yeah.
Hey, just because hundreds of thousands of people might have died on these ships, it's not a reason to get morbid.
Actually, I'm changing the order of things on that. Not on the hundreds of thousands of people dying, but on the.
God no, why would you change that?
That'd be
I
silly.
say, who cares in what order they died? As long as they all died.
No, I just want the audio files to be in chronological order.
Hmm.
That's just wrong.
Hmm. All right. Android, Nemesis, and Jai going forward from the hole in the hull.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after only a few minutes, you're taking a different course than you took to get to the bridge, which was a more or less conveniently straight shot, just so that I could have gotten that first audio file clip out at the end of last session. Taking a more exploratory route this time,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the first things that you notice is your conveniently straight trip to the bridge managed to miss the absolute most gigantic feature you would think possible of this ship. Again, using the size of your ship as a scale, you come into what looks like an Exodus bay that, if it wasn't cluttered with pods and columns and machinery, that your ship could fit into. There are at least hundreds of thousands of pods. Let's see, we've got Android and Giant Nemesis, all of whom are pretty quick on the calculations and the math and the smarts. You're looking at upwards of hundreds of millions of pods here.
Now, when you say pods, what do you mean?
Places
Pods
pods.
for people.
Ooh.
Pod people.
Huh. Now, does it look like they're still active?
No, it does not.
Okay. I was going to say. All right, I'm going to go ahead and float over and see if there's the remains of anyone in these things.
There are. You float over to one, and you see an unsuited, space-frozen corpse.
Mm-hmm. And I assume that's true of the next couple I look in as well?
Mm-hmm. Most of these contain corpses.
All right. So
Now, when you say
out
most
of character, what are the odds of us being a zombie thing in a few minutes?
realistically, probably pretty low. But now you've got me thinking about it.
And I'm sure we can find your place with zombies somewhere.
Uh,
I do love the Resident Evil games, which
Yeah.
Yeah, are there
Well,
any umbrellas on the pods?
I'm just saying we're talking about all this space dust that eats giant ships, and I'm just wondering, nanomachines. What if they animate them?
I thought the dust was from the ships, but not eating the ships.
The byproduct.
Yeah.
Well,
process.
yeah, it's caused by the things eating the ships, and what if the things eating the ships are here?
I'm
Well,
I
why
thought the
would they-
dust was from like the explosion or whatever at the beginning. I didn't think that. Why are we bringing spare parts onto our ship that are infected with ship eating shit?
Oh, they're not,
but
so far as
ask
I
the
can
captain
tell.
about this.
So far as I could tell, they're not.
Well, that's
Yeah.
comforting.
Yeah, we haven't seen any sign they're active. I mean, presumably maybe they consumed themselves in the process. I don't know.
Or they just ran out of energy. It's been a long time.
I'm sure once we fire up a drive, everything's going to be fine.
It'll be fine.
Oh, no, I've watched Expanse. I know what starting up the drive's gonna do.
But no, this is interesting. I guess something I should ask: can we actually share like video feeds with other people in vac suits?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think that makes for fun space exploration.
So, I guess Zoe's probably the leader of the other team. So,
No, it's Charlie.
okay, Charlie. Charlie, Zoe's relinquished her leadership to you, so I'm going to throw this up on your video feed. We've discovered what appears to be a gigantic, well, essentially a crypt now. Looks like, what did you say was hundreds of thousands of people, Dex, or more?
Billions.
500 million.
Yeah, it looks like about, oh god, must be
Staggering.
several 100 million people here. I'd assume they were mostly refugees from that, well, destroyed planet that they picked up, but still, by the looks of it, there aren't any of them left since the stasis pods failed. I don't know if Zoe wants to do any corpse looting, but I'm not going to bother.
That sounds gross.
Yeah, I mean, well, why would you even bring that up?
Well, because it's Zoe. But the point is, we're moving on.
Okay. Pods themselves look to be damaged. Maybe we could salvage some pods.
Yeah, you absolutely could salvage the pods. They do not look to be damaged.
No, you said most of them were filled. Is that so? There were some empty ones.
There are some empty ones, yeah.
We're gonna do that. I recommend we do the empty one.
Right. If we could find a record or some sort of record of these, we could probably find where the.
There is a central kind of processing, power, and monitoring station. Well, at the center of this gigantic room.
Is it active?
It doesn't look like it's active, no.
Okay. Probably not going to help us too much then. I was mostly just thinking if we could find where if the captain or the officers were in one of these, we could probably see if they had some sort of key card if that became necessary later on. But for now, I think we can just probably continue on and make a note to possibly pick up a stasis pod or 3 on our way back.
See if you can find a list of the people in them.
Right.
Because that would be useful information for, I don't know, people looking for family members or whatever.
Right. Could we get the central processing thing working again to see if we could pull a list from it?
You could try. You can certainly make it to the central processing station.
Mm-hmm.
And investigate and explore that.
I mean, if anyone talks about the family members, the Android is pointing out this is like 600 years ago.
Yeah.
So, you never heard of Ancestry.com? That's a big business.
It's one of the megacorps.
It probably would be.
Another audio file comes from your ship's ongoing recovery algorithm.
You know, one of those pods is going to have Superman in it. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Destroyed planet, people fleeing for their lives. Superman's in one of those pods. And is
Yep.
probably a zombie.
Nah, this time it's reality. He would have died.
Unless it's just like actual Superman, instead he's just angry.
We'll be fine as long as there's not a yellow star in the system.
Yes,
No,
that's why he
that's-
would have died.
Interesting. So there was something spreading, and they knew it was coming.
And they listen to eggheads. Oof, bad move.
Hmm.
And while I say that, I stare at our captain.
Hmm.
Yeah, what over Charlie's shoulder or staring into his camera?
Yeah, yeah. Oops, oops. Yeah, I forgot we're not actually the same. Yeah, that's right. Oops.
Isn't technology great? You can just forget that you're not standing
Uh,
right next to each other.
for
Yep.
whatever reason, Knox, Zoe is just staring at Charlie a little bit up and to the side. It is
Presumably where she thinks he's standing.
well where the camera is, more or less.
Oh, right. Like
Charlie, what's Zoe doing? Do you have something on your face mask?
I don't think so. I can't really see past my little window of vision.
Well, guess it doesn't matter. Let's keep moving. Hey, Android, do you think you could get the processor? Well, get it enough energy that we could pull the list of names from it.
It might be possible. If you bring me batteries.
Well, we'll keep moving for now. That can wait a little.
Okay.
So yeah,
Moving out of this room takes a bit longer because it is gigantic.
mm-hmm.
And beyond that, you find what looks like the actual crew space. You've got crew quarters, crew rooms, a couple of smallish rec areas. Um, it looks like there's accommodations, at least as far as you can see, and kind of estimating what's above and below you as well. That looks like there's accommodations for maybe a few more crew than your ship can accommodate at max.
I imagine so. This is a bit bigger of a ship.
It is a much bigger ship, but the crew size is not proportionally bigger.
Huh.
Now, unless there's more crew quarters behind, and we're actually going to go to the other team that's exploring in that direction right now.
Okay.
Yay.
So, Zoe, Charlie, and Walter, you find what look like crew quarters types areas. Um, not too many. It's a kind of a smaller section that's kind of ringing around. Seems like it's basically just using whatever space is available that hasn't been used for hydroponics and engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past those crew sections, you come into a massive self-sustaining, or it looks like it would have been self-sustaining hydroponics section. Um, and I say it looks like it would have been self-sustaining because it really isn't designed for humans to be in here and dealing with anything. Um, Things are all automated as much as possible. There's tracks for robotic arms throughout every inch of this, or sorry, every centimeter of this. Um, and your walking space is limited to bridges, like wicker wire bridges that span across the breadth and width of this. It is also massively tall. It looks like this with some structural supports crossing back and forth. This goes from almost the bottom of the ship to almost the top of the ship. In other words, with gravity on, this would be a perfect place for battle at the top. going past that, unless you guys tell me if you guys are stopping to investigate anything. Um,
I would have
yeah.
wanted to investigate the crew quarters that we had seen.
oh, okay. Are you looking for anything in particular at the crew quarters, or just looking to see what they are?
What they are, but also like personal effects. If anybody has like a journal of what's going on, that would be
Useful.
yeah, useful stuff.
Okay. You start searching around the crew quarters, and you definitely see what look like memorabilia. There are printed pictures of places, of people. Um, there's a picture of a brothel. Um,
Definitely the memories I'd want to keep around.
um,
It gets lonely in space.
movie posters. These pictures all appear to be planet-side pictures. There's a few that are, crew working on the ship, but the general sense of these is that these are memories that were put up after they became memories and were no longer, places to go or people to see.
Right.
You don't find much in the way of useful information in books, although you do find some books. Um, there are some sporadic journal entries. Um, they are almost entirely um, missing people, regretting not saying, things to loved ones, regretting leaving old fights unfinished or unresolved. There are a few that go into a little bit more detail on um, why these are all memories, um, but those chalk up to information that you guys already have, namely that there was a planet here, and now there's not.
Do we already know what the planet was called?
Actually, now that you're looking through them and kind of cross-referencing, you're seeing two names. One being Femno, and one being Anatestius.
If that's all that was onto there, I think after that we'd move on. There's nothing we could really affect in the hydroponics area. This is like a switch somewhere to turn the whole thing on.
I do kind of want to go to the hydroponics area and see if any of the automation would help us automate our ship more.
Okay.
It's worth taking a look at.
Yeah, you guys can
At
spend
the
some
very
time
least, it might let us grow some potatoes.
Yeah, so we can make some vodka and keep our
What is
our
this?
crew
A
happy.
robot for plants?
Are we going to wait? Hold on. Can we fuel our ship with vodka?
there.
Yes.
No.
Are you sure? Can we mod our ship to work with vodka?
It would actually be more expensive.
Oh,
I mean, vodka's mostly water. You just filter out the bit that's vodka. It's fine.
Your ship does not run on water.
oh.
Could it though?
I mean, water's just hydrogen and oxygen, so all you got to do is filter out the oxygen bit, and you're good to go.
It's easier than you might think.
So honestly, we're going straight from vodka to rocket fuel. Easy peasy.
Why don't you hook up the vodka basically to, well, the air supply and thus have a nice mist throughout the ship that makes everyone happy all the time.
Because it's the lemon squeeze that really gets me going. So, you know.
Sorry, typing a response to Night Hunter, the sheet designer.
Take your time.
Okay.
Do you tell him we're on our way to his house? So we're very upset.
Not yet. I want to see if you can fix it first.
Threats come later.
Yeah, I mean that's the way you should do it. No good to start with the threats. Okay. I need another monitor. That's what I need, is another monitor. I effectively have 2 full screens going, so I'm having to layer everything else that I want to reference across those 2 full screen things. Alright, so Charlie, Zoe, and Walter spend some time at the hydroponics section. Yes, there definitely are parts that you could salvage here. Based on a quick estimation of what Zoe has seen, she can visualize what this system is set up to do, and it's impressive. It may be she would have to look at the systems, but depending on what they've got controlling it, there may be some pre-screen technology controlling what was once here.
My eyes do that thing where they roll and then like dollar bills pop up. Cha-ching!
I would have thought it would be a gear and wrench, but dollar bills work too.
I mean, yeah, same thing. We're in the money. We're in the money.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
Walter's
Walter.
here.
Hey,
He's
Vision.
recovered from his stomach ache.
You are still muted if you're not trying to be muted. All right. Well, which of you wants to continue on? You got Zoe, Charlie, and Walter at the hydroponics. You could spend more time here, but that would get into actually starting to do the work. Or you could continue exploring. We've got Android, Nemesis, and Jai. Just finished kind of peering around the crew quarters, and they can go forward. Which of you would like to proceed?
If so, now I know that we need to go to the hydroponics control area. Like I have it written down in the notes.
Okay.
We could continue on.
All right. I'll move on with your crew there.
Although if we can switch back if Walter's having trouble with his or Vision. Sorry, I don't mean to keep calling you by your character name.
After
It is
some
the first
point, they
one I've
become
seen.
interchangeable.
Oof. You actually called me Xander earlier, and I was like, "Whoa, he remembers my name."
Richard called you Xander too.
I remember your name. It's
I don't know.
Maxine.
Yeah, right, it is.
Actually, it's Dora, but hey.
Dora Max, yes.
That's what I'm gonna name my I don't know, my first invention. It's gonna be the Dora Max.
Nice. Yeah, no, that makes sense. We'll proceed with the floor crew or forward crew. Give Vision and now Jai Rao is muted, also known as Lulu.
I am.
You were for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll continue with the forward team. You've just gotten out of what looks like a way too small of a crew section for this size of a ship, and now you're kind of you're in internal structuring of the ship. You know, where water is processed, where air is scrubbed, all the things that starships need to have, but is so frequently kind of just left. It's somewhere on the ship. Well, that somewhere is here, between you and the bridge.
Wonderful. How do they look structurally?
These sections of general equipment and maintenance and structure do not look like they've been affected by whatever has eaten holes in the hull.
Yeah.
They look relatively intact.
Okay. So could we probably harvest these? Well, I guess internal structure for proper parts then.
They'll still be considered spare parts, but yes, you'd probably be able to get more value for your time out of them, out of
All right.
this ship and its various mechanical and components and stuff.
Okay, I'll make a note for that then. There's nothing too interesting here that we wouldn't expect to see anyway, I assume. But it's good to. It'll be good to pick up stuff from here.
Yeah, no, it's the same stuff that you've been seeing from other ships. You're just seeing it more readily available. There's less of it that's been destroyed.
Right.
In fact,
Okay.
none of it that's been destroyed.
I'll just make a note and then we can keep moving on.
Okay. You eventually reach the bridge, and I apologize for rushing you off the bridge last time. I don't know what character justification there was for that, except for, ooh, we found the black box, let's get out of here and find out what's on it. But you're back at the bridge now.
Okay.
The controls are definitely old. They're advanced. The designs are a little bit strange, look a little bit uncomfortable. Nothing is powered on, obviously, but you do see a bridge suitable for a bridge crew of about 25 people, and all their various stations.
Now, is that significantly smaller or about right for a ship this size?
That's actually about right for a ship this size.
Okay.
I mean, think of ships in Star Trek where you've basically got about 5, 6, maybe 7 people that are actively doing anything. This ship has those same 5 people, but each of those people is 5 people.
Okay. Let's see. Android, is there anything here do you that you think we can use or do?
Many things
Or-
we can do.
Nemesis?
Sorry, I zoned out for a second.
It's fine. Right. Now, we already grabbed the black box, you said, right?
Yes, the black box is currently what's spitting out these little audio snippets for you.
Right.
Speaking of,
Oh god.
The
Yep,
entity.
zombies.
oh boy,
Zombies for sure. All right, let's get the fuck out. Peace. I think the creep factor has hit 10.
That's
Just
okay. I'm
throwing
gonna
that out
switch to the aft crew right now. Well, unless you were in the middle of a thought there.
Nope.
Okay. The aft crew, after passing through the hydroponics bay, unless you guys literally just spend the rest of your time there.
No.
Okay, I thought you were moving on.
Yep.
Next up is cargo and carriers. Um, it looks like they did have space for a few ships within this gigantic ship.
Ooh, any good ones?
Well, as you're looking through them, there are no ships in the first couple of bays that you look in. The third one also does not have a ship, but it looks like there's writing on the walls.
Literally or like
Literally.
figurative? Oh, okay.
There's
Does it?
literally writing on all of the walls in this carrier bay.
Okay, and
Great.
it says flee for your lives, despair for yourselves.
It
What does it
says
say?
the black
Abandon all
ships are
hope.
coming.
It says
Yeah.
what now?
The black ships are coming.
Oh, okay. It's not terrifying or anything.
It is written all over all of the
so-
walls.
And just that.
Just that, over
It's
and
not,
over and over again.
it's not like in blood or anything creepy, is it?
The writing tool, whatever was used to write this, is not immediately obvious.
Hmm.
Except to Charlie. Uh, this was done by application of telekinetic force in much finer detail than any psychic that Charlie has known. It basically created a pressure point that superheated that portion without cracking in the writing surface, although there is a little bit of indentation, and wrote in uh, that's basically that smoke, that pressure, that energy. This is written well above any height that a human would achieve without a ladder or some kind of flying gear. But, given that it may have been telekinetically,
Token could just fly around.
Yeah, I mean, is there gravity in here?
there is not gravity in here.
Yeah.
There would be, under, if the ship were powered up and fully functional.
Gotcha.
Anyway, this is fine.
I feel like this might be the opposite of fine.
Well, it wasn't. It was the opposite of fine like 600 years ago. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Spookmeister.
In all the horror movies, it's always the captain who forces his crew to stay that gets everyone killed. But I'm telling you, this isn't a horror movie, so it's fine.
Okay, but if it turns out to be a horror movie,
You can yell at me then.
okay.
Except don't, because I will shoot you for mutiny. Except I can't actually be bothered, so I'll probably just have Android do something. Anyway, where were we?
Well, you were on the bridge, and Zoe, Charlie, and Switch were in the creepy writing room.
Creepy room.
You mean Zoe, Charlie, and Walter?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I was looking at the salvage team. Zoe, Charlie, and Walter. By the way, Vision, if you are saying anything, we can't hear you.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, great.
I mean, it's not great that you're not saying.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that you were able to be part if you want to.
I tried to figure out where we're at now, and I think I have a good guess now.
Okay. Do you have any questions that we can, or blanks that we can fill in?
Only whether we are wearing vac suits or not.
You
We
are
are.
wearing vac suits.
Alright.
If we had a suit right now, they could just make us all vac suits.
Suits?
What
they? Or would they say, hey, there's vacuum all around you. There's no need for me to do anything here.
Can we continue exploring, see if there's any other useful ships?
Yeah.
Hopefully ones that aren't black. Jesus.
Oh yeah, imagine if we could just find like a, full-on fighter.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt there is one, but you never know what could be in
Be
one of these
racist
things.
about it. Sorry.
We're gonna have to throw out so much salvage from our fighter bay that we start using as storage if we did.
Right.
I mean,
But
it'll
we'll
probably
also
be
have a
worth it.
fighter. Yeah, we'll also
Yeah.
have a fighter, so.
Don't worry, you're using your salvage at, what is it, 10 tons a day?
Yep.
I think that's right.
The point is we're using a lot of salvage, so it'll probably be fine.
Oh, I think it's
salvage?
actually only 2.5 tons a day.
Salvage comes in, salvage goes out. It's fine.
'Cause I
How
think it
will
was
we move the fighter from the ruins of this ship into our ship?
You fly it.
Or you just push it. The
Yeah.
gravity.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of mass though.
We'll figure it out basically.
Right, so don't get in front of it.
We'll just have Android do something. Drag it, I guess. We will give her a rope. We will, I guess, tie it to her, and then she can just.
Sort of the
When
zombies
was
are
Zoe
already on
going
the
to
fighter.
send a secret signal to start the mutiny?
Yep. As soon as you start calling me Catherine, that's when. And our current captain, Peter. The second?
Mhm.
Am I the only one who's watched The Great? All right, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not cool.
It's on Hulu. It's pretty good. You guys should watch it. It's about
Yeah,
Catherine
I
the Great.
prefer the real history, so thanks.
Oh well, I'm sorry.
All right. Let's jump back in the game here before we start a nerd fight.
Hey. The woman was German. I have no complaints.
Wasn't she Austrian?
All right, back in the game. Less tangent.
Pretty much the same thing.
All
Wait,
right,
did
well,
I just hear a German say that that's the same thing?
I'm going to go
What?
back to the front crew then. Android, Nemesis, and Jai.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got these bridge, this massive bridge, and while saying that you've explored the whole of, or the whole front of this massive ship would be a gross mischaracterization of its size. You've been able to see what's here and what's on the ship.
Okay.
And from the bridge, you can see that there are some weapon controls, some defensive deployment controls. You can see more or less what's on the ship, and aside from the Exodus Bay and the sheer size of it, there's and its age, obviously.
Right.
There aren't any other special or unique features to it.
Okay. So can I turn on the automated defense system in the aft section to deal with any intruders there?
Did you bring a Type B battery with you?
I've got the one in my suit.
That's right, because you're wearing the suit, aren't you?
Yep.
So it does require a Type B cell. Well, yeah, you could certainly take that out and use
Alright,
that
kill them all, I say.
Now,
No.
now,
with
hold
his
on,
last
Jai.
breath.
This game's getting a little goofy.
Alright, no, we're not doing that. That being said, Android, could you perform a weapons or an analysis on those weapons platforms, or see if we can extract anything from those or whatever they're connected to?
We should be able to. It would be easier with batteries.
You are an android and thus probably more of a battery than anything I have.
I've got 2 tight
Yes,
days.
but it would have the same problem. I would stop functioning.
That's a good point.
If we bring some of the batteries from the ship, that would be most helpful.
Well, we've got time. I guess. Is there anything else we can do here without power?
Not really. We were only kind of point crawling through this ship so that you as players have an idea of what's here. After you've finished exploring, it becomes another, hopefully quicker section of salvaging for the rest of what you need or what you want. So basically, now that you guys are done at the front, you can make decisions on where you want to apply your efforts if you're trying to find actual pre-tech components.
Okay.
You can also make a decision of, again, how many people you're going to have just doing normal salvage. And on this ship, the mechanics are the same, except that double your admin and lead in additional crew can all add another 100 spare parts per day. So you've got Zoe's fixed times 2 plus double admin plus lead times 100. As long as you have that many.
In all fairness, the android wasn't quite done, just wanted to get some batteries first.
Yeah.
To do some investigating.
Okay.
So, yeah, Android, would you do that? I guess Nemesis and I will give the crew quarters once over to see if there's anything of interest in any of those while you're setting up here.
Okay. And yeah, I'm not trying to cut short your discovery and exploration section here. Just letting you know that if you want to move on to straight up salvaging, that is something that you can start doing.
Right.
I'm really concerned about this entity thing. Are we sure that thing's gone?
No.
I mean, it's been 600 years.
Yeah, but it's called the entity.
I doubt we have anything to worry about.
Yeah, that's pretty much famous last words in any of those in the holodeck.
Hey,
We're not in a horror movie, guys.
Let's go look at the engine, I guess. Ooh.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be getting some Event Horizon vibes here soon.
Oof.
You got another.
If you're not already getting Event Horizon vibes, like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
As someone who has not seen Event Horizon, I do not get Event Horizon vibes.
All right. So, do you know what Warhammer 40K is?
I have heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
So basically, it's a movie about a ship that went through hell to go faster than light, and then it came back with nobody on it, and then it ate them.
Yep, that's how it works. In order to travel through space really fast, you go through hell.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the ship was a demon.
Yep.
Oh. All right.
It's more interesting than it sounds.
Okay, I'll take your word on it.
I mean, the fact that we've spoiled a 30-year-old movie. God, how long ago did that movie come out?
It was 90s, I think.
I thought it was 80s.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
No, I think I saw it in the theater, so it would have been 30 or so.
Yeah, because it had what's his name in it before he got big from
97.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's 97.
Thing.
So 23
Is it
years
really?
ago.
Sam Neill.
Okay, well, yeah, Sam Neill.
Okay.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
All right.
Yes, definitely getting Beyond Event Horizon fucking vibes from this shit.
Yeah, I think Jai's going to suggest Nemesis and he explore the crew quarters further to see if they can find any more information from there, while Android brings just a boatload of B cells so that we can power anything that we need to.
Okay.
I'd really like to find any references on this entity thing. It's creeping me out.
All right. You guys start searching through crew quarters. It's much the same as I described for the other team. You're seeing memorabilia, pictures that are memories after they've become only memories. Some journals, yes, and again the same. Either information you already have, especially now that you've got knowledge from these audio files that there were 2 planets. Well, that there were 3 planets. Shakul has also been referenced, and Shakul is the one that is still floating out there in space.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty much a dust wall or something like that, right?
There's something going on with it.
Yeah, double check.
So how long before the Shakul entity comes up and tries to devour the Raza?
Well, let's roll to see how far away it is right now.
That's
Hey, when
what
did we get here?
he says, not joking at all.
Yeah, right. That's what I got out of that too. I'm glad we're on the same page. Oh,
Looks like 6 days.
oh, okay, great.
It's fine.
On the 6th day of the 6th month at the 6th hour?
Look to the
Wait a second.
northwestern sector of the asteroid belt for my coming.
Hey, have you noticed that space has gotten kind of red recently?
You know, now that you mention it.
Well,
Hey, in my last Dreamworld game, I had a birth when there was a solar eclipse and a solar flare at the same time.
nice.
That birth was foretold. Telling you.
I mean, you're getting some real goth vibes there. I dig it.
So,
nights.
I'd actually like to take a break early because I'm
Hungry?
not hungry. I want to have a quick out of character discussion with you guys.
Okay.
I guess that kind of defeats the purpose of letting everyone have a break.
break?
Yeah.
Well, so it's not a break, but we're gonna
It's a
cut the
fake.
recording.
Yeah. No, we can keep the recording going too. And leave it on the actual saved
Jax.
copy.
So,
So
are you about to
Now,
yell?
how
Are you
much
about
I like
to yell at
evidence?
us? Are you about to yell at us for making too many references?
no, I would like that to stop, but I'm not going to yell at you yet.
All right, fair enough.
All right, so we're going to put a quick pause in the actual in-character action. This is all out of character right now. There is absolutely the possibility of there being a fighter ship on this ship. I didn't detail it because that didn't come up in the last session because they already had a shuttle. So, as players, how do you guys feel about just finding another ship? Would you rather your characters have to actually spend the money, spend the effort, and scrounge or buy a ship, or are you okay with just taking a handout?
I mean,
I wouldn't call it a
I like to
handout.
take
It's
the
just
ship.
do it. It's fine.
I mean, I figured like it's a several centuries old starship anyway. We'd probably have to fix that shit up.
Oh, of course I'm gonna make you pay for it. Yeah.
So, like, I honestly,
It is. It would presumably, possibly some pre-tech on it too.
Possibly.
yeah. Now, speaking personally, I actually prefer finding stuff like this to just going out and buying it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I like the
Yeah.
I like well, I like either we're scavenging this or we killed a bunch of people to steal their frigate or any of that compared to just we're just buying a thing.
We went down to discount Dan's and got a good deal.
Yeah.
I'm all for finding one here.
Okay. Then I will not have stats for it this week, but I'll work on that over the course of the week, along with your damn sensor focus.
A question. We finished searching through everything. So does this ship have a spike drive or not?
I hadn't. I was stalling on the aft.
Oh, okay.
Because
okay.
I was trying to internally decide whether to let that be a ship or a shuttle in here. That's when I decided to put the decision to you guys instead of me making that decision.
I was just curious if maybe the entity was something they used to actually travel between systems instead of a spike drive or something. So
That's an
just
interesting
speculating.
idea.
I mean, it's
furiously
something.
starts taking
Well,
notes.
it seems weird that they wanted someone to they come across someone that has an entity, whatever an entity is, in this context.
I think Jai and Nemesis are looking through crew quarters for references to that, right?
Yeah. Hey,
Yes,
actually,
but I'm never going to be more than one room over from Jai.
Wait, I thought we were taking a break early. Stop talking about the game.
No.
when we get back to this, I actually wanted to know, Dex. I still have that eclectic memory focus. Can I roll no to what to know what the entity might be?
Yes, I will absolutely allow that. In fact, we'll still take our break early. I'm gonna have you roll that now, so that over the break I can get through my notes and decide what I want to tell you if you roll.
Okay.
If you roll it. So
I'm gonna go ahead and do that then.
While you're rolling that, I'll finish up with the aft section real quick. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I know the shit out of it.
What did you do to these dice? Are you cheating?
There was a 1 in there. He just threw it away.
3 to 6.
Yeah. Well, that is why I removed the 3d6 from level 1 of the specialist focus.
How's that working out?
I mean, to be fair, it would have just been a 10?
Yeah, a 10 doesn't cut it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that is.
No, it's this is what I expect with mid to high level characters.
I mean, getting a
Ones who are focused in that skill anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got now 3 foci dedicated to now?
Yes.
I mean, effectively, you got higher learning too, and
That is some dedication.
Eclectic memory.
Mm-hmm.
And then the natural Jai things.
That's right. That's I was trying to figure out where the 3d6 was coming from.
Mm.
And that was from the natural Jai, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Natural
Jai. I mean, I created my own problem. All right. Before we go on break, the aft crew.
I should note, actually, I keep forgetting about this, but higher education also lets me re-roll 1s, and I haven't done that.
Yeah, I created the whole problem. Your search for another ship is interrupted momentarily by a massive.
Aren't we still off?
No, I'm finishing up real quick before we actually go on break.
Oh, okay.
And then when we come back from break, I'll tell you what Jai is picking up from both searching through the crew quarters and from whatever that triggers in his learned rote memories. Not rote memories. Learned muscle memory for the brain, basically.
Right.
So your search at the aft, your search for a possible working ship in one of these bays is interrupted by what can only be a engineering section. And it's got a spike drive in it. It is a massive block of the back of the ship. Presumably there will be more bays on the other side of it unless they like lopsided designs for some reason, like insane people. But that's where we'll leave you guys at the spike drive and engineering.
Cool.
And so we'll go ahead and take an early break here. Let's make it 15 plus minutes. So come back at 1:05.
Sounds good.
Okay.
See you then.
All right.
Rah.
Okay, let's dive back in.
Nemesis didn't say anything, Dex.
Oh, yeah, but Meowkin keeps saying that he can still hear us and he's on his phone.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Everybody important is here.
Yeah, back up at my desk now.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say you didn't have to rush back. I'm gonna go ahead and give this information to Lulu. Give him a minute to read and absorb that. No pressure.
I feel pressure.
Just a minute. Only one.
It's fine. I'm not actually going to tell you anything.
And that was my next question: is Jai relaying anything that he recalls?
Let me read through this quick.
Probably how much is going to wreak out Nemesis.
I'm sorry. What was the question, Meowkin?
So it's probably going to be based on how much it's going to freak out Nemesis.
It's a good metric.
Why even be worried? You can't escape anyway. There's nowhere to go.
Interesting. Very interesting. No, I'm not telling anyone anything. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
You know, out of character, that freaks me out.
It should, out of character. But it'll be fine.
The last words
Well,
revealed.
I suppose then the question is, do we find any references to the MCT in the any of the crew quarters, or information about it,
Kind of.
or is it all just like, oh, it possessed this person and it made him kill him? Oh, it possessed him, made him kill him.
There are some references to entity and this specific one apparently named Arn. It's going to take a lot of time to get through the crew quarters searching for things though. So I'm gonna flip back over to our aft crew.
Hi, Captain.
Was that to me or to Lulu?
To you.
Okay. Because I'm not actually the captain. You realize that, right?
Yes, he's God.
Yes. Get it right.
Make him like a cosmic captain.
um.
You're
To you
Captain
guys,
Marvel.
well, I may have almost been about to railroad you. So you're at the drive. Are you doing anything with that immediately?
Well, so as to avoid the railroad, we're going to immediately cut a hole in the side of the ship and leave. We're going to break that fourth wall right down. I dare.
Actually, well, it is a fourth wall, depending on how you count the walls, and it's actually pretty easy because they're
Brittle.
kind of
Yeah,
brittle
no,
in some places.
Yeah, look, I'm paying attention. I know what's up.
Yeah. And you're already depressurized, so it doesn't actually really do anything what you just went through.
I mean, there's probably already holes in the engine.
You
bay,
could have
so.
just used one of them. Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll look at the engine since that's what you're trying to drive us to, conductor.
I mean, C for effort, though. And actually, the railroad was going to take you out of the spike drive room and find your new ship.
Oh, okay. Well,
so if you want to jump off the railroad, that's perfectly fine.
I mean, I feel like we would have found that ship while we were in the ship bays.
No, there were more of them
really
past the
big.
drive room.
Oh.
I'm gonna say a really big ship. Really.
Yes, it is.
I say we should fix up this ship and start using it instead.
Yeah.
You thought
Think
fixing
of
the
that-
Raza was expensive.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Imagine the maintenance.
Also, it would literally be building our business on an like a graveyard. Like, let's.
It's fine. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
Look, as a doctor, I can tell you there are worse places to build your business on.
There's only a
People
half.
literally died to get us here.
There are only 500 million potential zombies. How much ammo do you guys have?
About 30 rounds.
Unlimited.
Okay. Well, the unlimited is good, but it'll take a long time.
Hey, 1 zombie per punch.
It's fine. We can harvest them.
Got only got 20 shots at the laser pistol.
Dex, so about the ammo, did I get the modifiers or not?
I saw that you asked that earlier. I think so, because I said that Zoe could also do modding during those 3 weeks that you guys were salvaging.
And I could have been helping as well.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's probably not really a server for Delta Rain in this sector. So again,
No, sure
I'm bored
isn't.
out of my mind, so just why I was willing to come on this expedition.
Yeah. So that's fine. That's I posted it late, so that is my fault. But I did want you guys to decide what mods were actually being done and applied, and just kind of take care of that off screen. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, just have Walter point out which mods that he wanted done.
He wanted extended magazines.
Oh, he did. Okay, perfect. Is that something that Zoe could have done with the resources you have and the time that she had?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
He
done,
said
Vision.
totally confidently without looking at all. I assume so. I assume it's not that hard to get some duct tape and duct tape 2 magazines together.
I thought that was fast mag.
Oh, is that fast mag?
Yeah, it's
Dang.
fast mag.
Cut the bottom off of 1 magazine and put in the extra long spring to.
There we go.
Yeah. Put in the
Main-
barrel drums so it looks like a Tommy gun. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you have 1,000 credits for both of them, so.
Yeah, it's 1,000 credits
each. Pick one.
worth of specific parts. I'm fine with saying that you already bought those parts last time that you were at a place that could sell those kinds of things. Remember, mods aren't just using spare parts, and you can't just flash credits at the gun.
What?
It makes things a little bit more cumbersome, but my read on that is that mods are supposed to be something where you go to a specialized Radio Shack and buy the specialized parts that you need to change up the gun or weapon or whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah, but I'm real creative. So.
On the other hand, we could argue that the parts that are used from the workshop would be resupplied at the next station, and it's worth the 1,000 credits.
I mean,
Actually,
it
I
also
think that's a
say
really good way to
techs
do
in
it.
dire need can strip ruins, battlefields, and scrap heaps for parts.
I think that's still intending to be for spare parts, isn't it?
No, that's under the mods on how to get the parts.
Okay.
Can scrap heaps for parts if no better sources available. And it basically says even any TL4 community can just barter with the locals. Not even specialized Radio Shack.
Well, I'm saying specialized Radio Shack as can barter with the locals. Basically saying that you still have to, normally you have to go somewhere that isn't buying spare parts and isn't just taking credits away from you at the ship. But I like Vision's suggestion. It takes one more layer of kind of record keeping out of things. So why don't we just give your workshop kind of a credit limit on what you can buy a certain credit amount of just generic parts that'll work for whatever it is you choose to do.
Okay.
Specialization parts.
Yeah, specialization parts that are undescribed at the time, but happen to be what you need when you're actually doing the mods. So let's see. The highest cost thing there is 10,000. And I realize that the Android reduces that if Android does it. Android can't actually. Oh, the highest cost thing would be 10 times the weapons or the device's base cost. I don't think there are any weapons that are more than 1,000.
I mean, artifact ones.
Yeah, wouldn't be letting you build those though.
But there's a
Oh,
thunder
but you
gun
could
or
mod
the
them.
explosion cannon.
Okay. Then actually, I think the frame that I'm thinking of right now works.
I mean, there's also the heavy weapons.
Yeah, no. For things like that, you'll probably have to go outside your ship. Your workshop can hold up to 5,000 credits worth of universal parts for any modding activity you need.
Okay.
And that way, we don't have to only let you mod things when you're on a planet or a place where you can buy things. You can just refill that. So we'll say that go ahead and take 5,000 credits off of your off of somebody's inventory. Probably
Ship
the
fund.
ship. Yeah, ship funds, and that's now your current stock of mod funds. Thank you, Vision.
You'll be receiving a bill, Vision, for you have to repay the ship.
Well,
You're taking
technically
resources
it's
out of the android's mouth.
No, I'm afraid in this case, Zoe is right.
You guys don't
Anyway.
have to sound so sad about it. Jeez. Yeah, so I make you the drum-fed magazines.
yay.
Hey, as long as Zoe maintains the stuff.
I'm fine with helping Walter shoot better and longer. But if it lasts more than 4 hours, oh god! All right, I couldn't not make the joke.
Oh boy.
If you stop maintaining it, it only works for 24 hours, so.
And the entire gun stops working after a week.
Hey, it's one way to disarm Walter. We mod all his guns and just don't maintain it. In a week, he's disarmed.
Funny coincidence. I just wanted to also say that usually Walt takes his pills after the meals, and people can see it in the cafeteria. And since he got his weapon modified, so the first modification, he stopped doing that and isn't as paranoid as he was before when he stopped.
That's good.
Yeah. Having a concealed assault rifle makes Walter less paranoid. Who'd have thought?
And it makes everyone around him more paranoid.
Well, looks like you have more pills to make for the
All
others
right.
now.
That is a logical conclusion. All right, your algorithm cracked open another one of those audio files, put it together, and it has been posted.
Let's see what we got.
Oh god, we're all dying! Ah, gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
I mean, it's not
yeah.
entirely wrong.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There we go.
Yep.
Jeez.
Brava.
How did he write arg?
Perhaps he dictated.
There you are.
Well, it's
Yeah,
audio.
fake house audio.
So you've got the spike drive, you've got Android coming back with Type B batteries, or Type B power cells. You've got Nemesis and Jai searching through crew quarters, looking for specifically for references to this entity. And you've got a few more ship bays to look through, as well as the actual engines themselves. Are you doing anything specific with the spike drive? And remember, this is all pre-salvage. Not pre-salvage. This is all
Pre-stream?
just This is all just the investigation that you guys are doing before you settle down to actually start salvaging things. This is just looking around. You can decide specifically where to focus your salvage attentions at a later point.
Okay.
I find it hilarious that you specifically wonder about Nemesis.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know.
what's there to worry about? It's not like we have a psychic amongst us who might be susceptible to that sort of thing.
No. No.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
All right, so Xander, what's the action here? Xander and Nox.
Let's go with so it's engine room, spike drives,
Mhm.
and then more bays.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
sorry. Specifically, I want to know: are you doing anything that is going to take us talking time with the spike
Yeah.
drive right now?
I want to inspect the spike drive. I want to know what makes it tick. How long the spike drive is. You know, if it's got fancy materials in it. I'm taking a
Um,
look at the spike drive.
with her fix 2, Zoe can tell that this has fancy materials in it.
Oh shit! Fancy materials. Making a note.
Oh shit.
This is something that you may be able to salvage pre-tech components out of.
Sweet.
How do we get it out of here?
You would probably need to salvage it while it's still in the ship.
Okay.
Is there any sort of, big tubes with floating heads in them, asking for teenagers with attitude? I'm looking for an entity.
Ah.
And yes, I did just make it Zordon.
I can't
That's
think
fine.
of anything but Lex, sorry.
Oh, okay. That's a different kind of attitude they're looking for with Lex.
Yeah, a little bit.
So is there?
No, there are no floating heads.
Is there some sort of capture device for something entity like? Is there a suspicious chair with a helmet with wires coming out of it? Like,
Well,
how
nothing
specific?
quite that mundane, but go ahead and give me a int fix check.
Hey Dex.
Mhm.
Can you give me an index or int fix check?
Oh my god, you're killing me, Xander.
Look, do you want me to be able to hear you, or do you want me to have Roll20 open?
Well, that's actually a
That
tough
might be less
decision.
hot. I don't know. Less hot than you think.
No, I generally want to be heard. I mean, I do like the sound of my own voice. All right, you want
Just turn side tone on.
fix? Yeah, that actually bothers me. I have it on just slightly. Oh, you got a 3.
Oh, well, yeah, that tracks. No, it doesn't. How's it possible I could get a 3? The lowest it's possible to get is a 5. So let's maybe try it again.
I mean, you have water next to you.
What do you want to say with that? Do I make the skill check -2 if I'm around or what?
No,
I didn't say anything. I heavily implied.
It's no, you're not giving them a -2. You're giving them a -3. They rolled a 2 and a 1.
Oh, jeez.
No, you got an 11.
Woohoo!
And no, there doesn't appear to be anything about this drive that would specifically capture anything except for metaspace. It looks like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Okay, and there's no like weird demon sigils etched into the drive core or anything like that.
No, no weird demon sigils.
No more than the
ominously
usual,
chanting
anyway.
my sins.
Yeah, right.
Have we actually already put a couple of these B-cell batteries inside?
Not yet. The B-cell batteries have not returned, and the B-cell batteries are actually going to Jai and Nemesis.
Also, Walter's not aware of that. Okay.
He might be aware that the android is coming back with B-cells.
Yeah, that's all going over the radio. You can hear us.
Maybe,
okay.
Maybe request the Android delivery service to deliver one.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
And how would you request that from the android?
Oh boy.
No, the physical thing.
Hey, can you toss some to me?
Oh no.
All right. And how does the android hear that?
No, that was a joke. I don't need any B-cell batteries.
I don't understand
yeah,
what's the concern. Why wouldn't the android be able to hear it?
No suit, vacuum, no radio.
Why doesn't the android have a radio?
The android has a radio.
Okay.
It's still the same problem with vacuum.
You can't you plug into it?
No.
Do you not have a microphone jack?
No. At least not that I'm aware. Do I?
No.
They got rid of it back on the iPhone 8.
Okay, I didn't realize this was a problem. I just thought the android had like a radio in their head.
Yeah, I think we all assumed that, but I guess that's true. That's not really an included feature.
I mean, to be fair, then Android wouldn't have been able to hear Jai ask for the B cells in the first place.
Yeah.
He didn't. The android wanted B cells.
Okay, let's clear this up real fast. Why would Android go on the ship without being able to communicate with the rest of the crew?
I mean, she has a radio.
Okay.
So wait, hold on.
Radio
How
no
is
atmosphere.
she?
It didn't quite occur to me at the beginning. It was just in the middle of, right.
I'm okay
There's a
with
problem.
there being some kind of setup where the android can hear and speak with the crew.
Alright, in that case, they just have to communicate with the ship.
It's just I don't
That's
know,
fine.
Speech to text, and then you get like a text prompt.
We
You
can
had
do it
you had
through
the
the
whole
ship.
interlink. You had the whole interlink with the ship, so yeah. I mean, our communications pass through the ship anyways.
Yeah, unless you have a comm server out here, the communications are going through the ship. So,
Yeah,
okay. That part is resolved. And so now Walter can ask Android for a B-cell.
I didn't want to ask for a B-cell. I wanted to ask in general, Captain, are you sure that we want to insert B-cells here? I mean, what if this thing is in somewhere inside and we would wake it up by powering something?
I hadn't thought
Very
of
good
that.
question.
I hadn't thought of that, but that would be interesting. Yeah, put him in.
No, that would be dangerous.
I want to make it clear that Jai doesn't actually think that's the case, but he is also trolling Walter. So,
Captain, look, what if all the other captains of these ships that are now here thought the same, inserted the batteries, and then their ships broke down, and they died too?
That's not what happened, Walter. They're
Well,
all
there
from
would
the
be
same
batteries
era.
here.
But how can you know that?
I thought he was
Because-
getting less paranoid.
Because we looked at the ships, Walter.
I. Okay. 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 And Walter just hugs his Rita.
All right. God, I'm very tempted to just start chanting in Latin now.
He just starts listing off the names of various drugs. It sounds foreign enough.
Yeah.
Until he accidentally just by reflex goes and Viagra.
Yeah.
The jig is up, and that's not all.
Oh.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry. You guys are infecting me with your silliness. Let me put out the last of these audio files so that we can bring the mood back down.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a horror episode. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, instead of Deus Ex Machina, it's Deus Ex Viagra.
That's not helping, Nick.
It's funny
Oh, I
though.
was supposed to help.
Oh
Yes.
dear. Acetaminophen, Adderall, amitriptyline, lopidipine.
The spirit of Prozac compels you. The spirit of Prozac compels you.
All right. Here's your last audio file, and the your algorithm determines that it has recovered as much data as it can. It recovered other data. These are just the audio files that it was able to put back together.
A 10-minute long string of numbers.
Uh-huh.
All right. Android, can you try to analyze that, see if there's some meaning in that string?
Very well.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Now there's about a 25, I think, % chance that just corrupts her and makes her start killing people. So, Walter, I want you to be the one closest to her.
Well, that's gonna be difficult.
Walter's
No,
in the act with us.
it's probably going to be fine.
Are the refugees awake?
They might not have put him into stasis yet.
10-minute long string of numbers.
In a rushed but clear monotone.
Yeah.
785329783535294352987.
8675309.
That's what they get to say. That's not a monotone.
It's not a monotone.
8675309.
Okay, so the timeline there is that's one day before Kara accepted the entity, raised the pistol to her head, and pulled the trigger. First time I've seen her smile in months.
Well, I mean, if you have to deal with a bunch of panicking refugees, you wouldn't be smiling much either.
Most of us could use a smile.
How fun.
6:15, we were wrong. Who was wrong? Bagheads?
So let's see. The oldest ones are from 42. A bunch of the others are from 56.
I can put them in chronological order now if you want.
Yeah, that'd be appreciated.
And it sounds like Testius was the first planet, then Femno, and then they fled to Shakul. I assume the planet, our home, Beholder 2 Months, refers to Shakul. Maybe. Then in a month and a half, well, a little over a month later, the entity starts acting strange. The entity that identifies as Arn, there's been a reference to Arn before. Arn said it through Parmesan. Okay.
Parmesan.
Parmesan. You're right. Excuse me.
Sans.
Interesting that didn't know the term radiation, or didn't seem to.
Alright, let me make sure I've got this ordering correct. 5, 4, 5, 6, 6, 11, 6, 12, 6, 13. There you go. Reorder.
So the entity was around for at least 14 plus years. But earlier there was a mention of what sounds like there'd be more than one. Someone possessed of an entity, so it's not a singular creature, singular being.
The second one sounds drunk.
Oh yeah, the third speech, yeah. Oh right. So that would be why he would struggle with radiation. Duh. I made that note earlier in my head, and I just forgot about it. So I was going back and reading these and just skimming through the middle.
Yeah, and I'll clarify because text, just straight verbalized text doesn't confer as well. That is said in more of a mocking tone.
I'm sorry, which one is said in the mocking tone?
The
Radiation.
Yeah, pulling out, drawing out the radiation. Like
Radiation. People die. I imagine. I don't know.
it's one line. Said the radiation, and then he goes to a completely separate thought. People died.
And yeah, including most likely his daughter.
And aft crew. You find one of the ship bays does have a fighter hull in it.
Cool. Just the hull?
Well, it's got a ship, but a fighter class ship in it.
Nice.
Let's skip to the android comes back with batteries, with power cells.
Woohoo!
What are you guys doing with the power cells?
Well, they're not just gonna try to hook that up into navigation and communication to see if any records can be pulled.
Yep. I believe we wanted those, and we wanted the weapon systems to see if we can extract anything from there, and then as also the stasis chamber. Christ, what was the central thing? Central processor.
Central monitoring, yeah.
Yeah, so to see if we can get any data and records from that.
Okay. With your guys' combined fix and program. Wait. Does anybody have Hacker 2?
Yes.
Okay. Then you don't need to navigate the protocols of these 600-plus-year-old ships.
Yep.
Wait, hold on. I just want to note something. 600-year-old ships?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're from the 2050s.
Well, plus.
Okay, so they might be from...
We're 3200s, so yes. They would have been made in 2600s.
Mm-hmm.
Or
oh God, no! I'm dumb.
Oh,
never mind. It's
yeah.
fine.
And I didn't even catch that. Yeah, no. It's 3250. 600 years old is 24, 26.
No, yeah, I just got confused. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, no, Nemesis is she encounters that obstacle, but she's able to, with her expert
Know
hacking
how
skills,
computers work.
know how computers work. She's able to decipher enough of their programming language that it's not a barrier to her at all. We'll go one by one. You want to do bridge, something on the bridge.
Yep, navigation data first.
Okay. You do get navigation data. There are rudders that you could pull, but they're useless.
600 years old. I don't think so. I mean, pulling them, yes, for reference, because there might be a star system or something that we don't know about, but less for the rudder
Okay.
data to get there.
It will
Now, this
take a
is-
lot of time to pull all the rudders, and
Still
by
That's
a
more
lot of
side job.
it's what?
That's more of a side job. It's the lower priority. It's more in-system data.
Okay.
The Android is after.
How many batteries did you bring?
2.
You can
Technically, I mean, we only have 3, and one of them is actually reserved for the Android.
Okay. Uh, you're going to
2.
need to leave the battery running and a data storage unit to collect the rudders.
I got a data storage unit then, huh? Didn't I? I didn't add it to my character sheet for some reason, but I know I bought one.
You could try transmitting them directly to your ship, but that will take longer. Which way do you want to go?
Can the Android just load into herself, basically sandbox it?
No, rudders are too information heavy, too data dense.
Okay.
That is part of the black box's job, is to basically it has its own special compression algorithms that it uses to make it.
Well, the rudders can wait. She's willing to basically put it on the back burner and just
Okay.
run back and forth, transfer data. As I said, she's far more after the in-system data.
Okay. The in-system data confirms what the Android sandboxed and oh my god, words did. I can't think of the word for that. When she backtraced where these ships came from. Confirms the orbit of 3 planets in the system, and also notes that 2 of the planets stopped being stellar objects at points in this 600-year-old history. Is there anything specific you're trying to get out of this?
If she can exit the last bits of navigational data, if they try to avoid anything, if there were any drastic course corrections. Basically, the last few commands that Nav was issuing before things died. Maybe even error logs if she can pull those.
Actually, the error logs are going to be more helpful for you, and the Nemesis is hacking her way through all this for you to be able to access it. I'm not asking for checks because it would basically just waste time. And this is something that you will be able to achieve eventually. Nemesis is this is something that you would have to roll if you were pressured for time. My impression here is that you guys are not feeling pressured for time.
Well, I guess the only other concern would be like triggering any like auto defense things.
If we could get out of here before the black ships arrive, I would appreciate that.
That's fair.
They have
didn't arrive
600 years
600
to
years.
arrive. I don't think it's going to happen in the next couple of days.
Well, they could be metaphorical black ships. You don't know.
The error logs that Android is parsing, and this appears to have been the mothership or the control ship for other ships. There's a better word for that.
Yes, command ship or flagship.
flagship. That's the one I was looking for. So this ship also received certain high priority error reports from other ships, and they all reported the same hull integrity errors at the same time. With what Android already did with backtracing where these ships came from, and with this new navigational data, she can create a more clear mental map of where all these ships were when something struck them from one of these planets. Um, it was traveling at near the speed of light when it passed by them in a wave without actually setting off any impact alerts. Um, it she can extrapolate that it was the dust that ended up eating through these ships because immediately, uh, well, just because of the error reporting and how it goes. You know, the very farthest back ship reports hull decompression, hull breach in multiple places, and then a tiny fraction of a second later, like basically a light fraction of a second later, um, the next ship in line is reporting the same thing. As far as the navigation, what they were doing, they were just leaving. They were literally leaving when something exploded from the planet, um, and then what few sensors remained reported that the planet was losing cohesion and falling into space chunks within the next several hours.
Joyful.
It's like the first incident. Because it sounds like there were multiple, or there's the only incident that was spreading. I mean, because clearly the events before this ship died took at least 14 years, if not longer.
You'll
I don't
probably
think we have a time frame between the first planet and the second planet yet from these logs, right?
no, not from these
'Cause they may-
blogs or from the error logs here. A science console may have more information.
Well,
So was that? So
the
what?
second
Was there a
thing
timestamp on that
we-
incident?
Um,
That'd have been
yeah.
rough. Like the 2642.
Uh, June 13th, 2656.
Oh, so that would have been the last entry, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
This one realize too. Interesting. So that would be the black ships, okay.
And yeah, you're parsing the navigation data with the logs that you got, the audio files. When he says on May 4th we put Anatestius behind us, Anatestius is still a planet orbiting Muron. There is a gathering. This is taking the androids whole day, by the way. There is a gathering amount of data of new ships joining this ship as they just kind of orbit around the sun. Um, it appears that that entire period of time between when this ship comes out there and starts saying, you think would have learned, etc., and ironically says enough time to evacuate Shakul and reach the edge. That's kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, that from that point forward, more and more ships were collecting in this fleet.
Okay.
I do want to go through all the investigative stuff before we get into just the numbers salvage stuff, so that we can try and just push through the numbers salvage stuff without too much interruption. So what else are you guys wanting to investigate more about this ship? And system, I guess.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
let's do-
the android will try next to go through the science stations and then fire up that other processor they wanted fired up to see if anything's in there.
Okay.
Otherwise, just blueprints of the ship and ideally a crew manifest.
And Lulu, what were you saying?
No, I was just going to ask about the science consoles too.
Okay.
So that's fine.
Okay. Excuse me. Oh, let me get some water here real quick. Femno is the first planet that fell into pieces.
Okay.
It appeared that they were trying to terraform the planet, and there was some tech that was being used that not everyone approved of. Was Maltech a thing pre-Scream, or was that a... Yeah, yes, Terran
Pre-Scream
Mandate
was
had
pre-
identified Maltech.
Okay, so engine probably more like a terraforming engine than perhaps, because that's a thing you call terraforming things is engines. I've heard that before.
Okay. Yeah, they are called that. And there are occasional references in the science logs to Maltech specifically, that the Mu Council should not have approved terraformance to do. These are you're getting little opinion blogs or opinion snippets in the science data notes. And with respect to Anatestius, it seems like they pretty much tried to do the same thing, just with some modifications, substantial modifications, and the result of digging through all that science stuff is that the modifications they made instead resulted in corrupting the atmosphere and blasting it off in this corruptive dust. The corrupting the atmosphere was not an overnight process. That's why they were bringing people up off the planet and trying to bring them around. They knew that there was going to be a violent reaction once certain atmospheric conditions were reached, and they were they had evacuated Anatestius.
Were they trying to terraform populated planet?
They were.
That's vicious.
They must have been very desperate to try something like that.
There were some problems with both of those planets. Shakul was okay, but it's a dead world. The only things on Shakul were basically bunkers that had been built to be self-sustaining. And those weren't nearly enough to support, the populations they had, billions.
Right.
They were finishing up with evacuating Anatestius, and were going to go to Shakul and gather up anyone else who wanted to leave, expecting that what was happening to Anatestius would explosively corrupt the entire system. And they didn't even make it to that. Anatestius atmosphere hit that breakpoint before they expected, and that was the June 13th, 2656.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So was that what the entity was referring to as the black ships? Was it maybe not actual ship?
No.
There isn't a
Or
whole lot in these science logs about the entities, and there's no reference to black ships.
Hmm. Yeah, what was the role of the entities? Almost sounds like they're like almost like advisors of some sort, but at least Arn was. Forced itself into counselor parts, so they could force themselves to possess someone. Great, I love to hear that. Uh, in retrospect, yeah, I kind of glazed over that earlier, but yeah, that's not concerning.
It's okay. It's
Very.
fun.
But hey, at least initially Arn was warning against the stuff that led to their planets being destroyed, so that's a good sign.
it's a sign, anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess really ultimately what concerns me is the part where the entity was acting strange. Yeah, that part, and then accepted its presence and they committed suicide.
There are a couple of references to condensers that have footnotes of or not footnotes that seem to relate something to Arn, um, and seem to have are being drawn as conclusions or collateral correlations. Wow, words just aren't working for me lately. Are being drawn as correlative facts or observations about Arn's increasing behavior. This is what you're not finding this so much in the science stuff, but in some of the personal affects that you're seeing.
So, there's signs of like a religion thing in play as well.
No,
Okay.
no signs of religion.
Kind of peculiar that it was not mentioned, and that wouldn't be mentioned in their science. All right. Anyways, I guess I'll keep thinking this out.
I'm sorry, I
Does
missed
anyone else
the
have
half of that.
questions?
You'll keep what?
Oh, I'll keep thinking it over. Does anyone else have any questions? That was very informative. I'm still not sure what conclusions to draw about our current safety.
Yeah. Is there anything else that is being investigated? I think the next step was
Crew
processing.
manifest.
Yeah, crew manifest and well,
Yeah, the CPU
crew manifest
down there.
um, or stasis manifest, or both.
Crew manifest. I mean, the stasis manifest less so, but crew manifest basically where the quarters of the command crew.
Okay. Okay. You do find a crew manifest. You also find a special kind of special provisional part of the manifest that has Arn, the name Arn on it, as well as a handful of other single word names.
There
Right.
is. There is.
With that, is it possible to locate basically the captain's quarter or the ready room, kind of like we have in our ship?
It is.
Yep. And based on that, that would be the next point of
Interest.
rifling through.
We'll have to go through that.
Okay.
Dex.
Mm-hmm.
There is something I'm interested in.
I
Where would I
cannot.
find?
Oh, yeah, never mind. Okay, go ahead.
Where would I find, based on what I know, if there was some way to find something like, say, a condenser on this ship? Where would that be?
One second. Jai, despite his kind of tangential knowledge of condensers, isn't exactly certain what they are.
Mm-hmm. Between my eclectic memory and the higher education too, it's still not quite enough.
Still not
So
quite
it's
enough.
extremely esoteric.
If he wants to spend some time on trying to parse through all of the other science stuff, the information that I've given you here so far was easier to find and filter out and filter into because it was clearly what this vessel was tracking.
Right.
If he wants to go through whatever science databases they have or whatever knowledge databases they have, that's something you can do, but it is going to be a multi-day project for him.
That's perfectly fine. He's going to get started on that while, I guess, directing the others to start scavenging the major identified areas where there might be useful tech.
Okay, and I am creating a resource limitation on you guys, at least until you say screw you and go buy 100 Type B batteries. Um,
Well,
Jai,
we only have 2 available.
Jai going through this data is either going to require it to be transferred to your ship, um, be put in multiple data storage units, or for Jai to literally sit here with Type B powering the consoles he's going through.
Right. Well, hold on. Is it possible to just start taking out the hard drives? Is that an option?
Not really.
Okay.
Well, it would, but it would be faster just to transmit it to your ship.
All right. I'll start transmitting it to the ship then.
Okay.
At the very least, like this is pre-scream, right?
This is pre-scream.
Right. So this is basically has pre-scream scientific data on it. That alone is worthwhile.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get a int program check from Nemesis. This is hacking.
Sure. I like that hacking. Hold on, I've got my characters around here somewhere. There we go.
Hack away.
Hacking and whacking and slashing.
Wrong game.
Is that
I'm
how
hot.
you
I-
hack computers?
No, but I'm still humming it.
Oh, did you already roll?
Yeah, he got an 11.
Oh, I thought that was already there for some reason.
There was an 11 right above it.
And I didn't see dice because you don't have dice turned on. That's fine.
You mean the 3D dice?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I haven't used this in Roll20 like ever.
I like them for the little visual indicator, but that's just me.
So kind of how they look with the 3D6. I'll turn it on for the next time.
That and the sound indicator that something's happening.
Yeah,
Nice.
I thought that sound indicator was just from the roll template going into chat, but I guess it was the dice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the system is not quite allowing you to just send the data over. You would normally need to make a check because human overseers have been alerted, or whatever overseers there are, whether human or otherwise. But that check is not necessary in this specific instance. You can try again, but it'll be more difficult and take another 10 minutes, but that's not really a concern at this point.
So was this an issue of sending it straight to the ship, or?
Yeah, this is you're trying to do a complete database acquisition on this, and you need to get a 12 for that.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess I'll try again.
Was Nemesis an expert?
Yeah, I'm an expert. Oh yeah, I could re-roll it. Duh. Yeah, good reminder. Good reminder. Yeah, I'm an expert, so I'll re-roll it.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, despite knowing the protocols, the ship is still not entirely willing to part with this data.
Switched in there real good, y'all.
Does it at least activate the automatic defense that kill everybody?
Not yet.
Oh.
Asking really nicely so far. It sounds like I might have to ask. It sounds like I might have to ask a little more roughly next time. So am I still able to make another attempt? You mentioned.
Yeah, you could. Nemesis can try again. She's not familiar enough to know if there are going to be any kind of automated lockout procedures or anything else. Her knowledge of protocols is basically just for this purpose is letting her do this. So don't fail this time.
Go. All right. Well, here, let's see if I fail this time. Yay!
Which is exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
Again, that's the second time you've pulled that. Okay.
Wonderful.
The data is starting to go over. You'll still need to leave the B cell there while it's being transmitted, but that's not going to take nearly as long.
This and I get along real well.
All right, and you've got one B cell left. I believe Android is.
Nope. We don't. We used one for the navigation console and the second one for this.
Okay, so the one at the navigation console is still transmitting rudders? Because you can disconnect it.
Have to.
I thought you were going to leave that for later. Okay, if it's
side burner, but not super later now.
All right. So what did we need the rudders for?
To see if there's something interesting in their systems they don't know about these days.
System kind of deal. Unmapped. Yeah, unmapped system.
Wouldn't the rudders be super outdated and not have any useful information anymore?
I'll tell you there's a system somewhere.
There's a system nobody knows about.
In which case, yeah, the rudder wouldn't be useful for getting there, but it would still be useful in knowing it's there and that a route could be made.
Okay. Sure. Can we also recharge the B cells when we're done with them? Just on the ship? Okay.
Yeah, B cells can easily be charged on the ship.
Got it.
So you've got one transmitting rudder data to the ship, and one transmitting science.
Yep.
Science.
All right. In that case, I guess the rest of us can just start working on pulling out the useful spare parts and any, well, pre-tech we can find. Or other bits if there's anything else valuable. I don't actually know. That's Zoe's job. Does that sound good to people?
Well, the android is still busy with other things, but sure.
All right, let's say that it's taken 1 day to do your investigating and searching around for what you want to apply the B cells to. Those B cells are going to be running on this ship 24 hours, transmitting data for 3 days.
Okay.
That gives you those 3 days to either rest, salvage, or have a conversation between Walter and the android.
I mean, I assume I'm salvaging, so. Unless I'm, well, no, I might be going through the data as it's transferred over.
Okay. So then who do you have salvaging? Let's go ahead and set this up again.
Zoe, do you want to be salvaging?
Xander, are you still with us? Oh.
Xander? Oh yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I've been saying I wanted to be on the salvage team for about 5 minutes now.
Oh.
Okay.
But did you want to be on the salvage team?
I think it would be best if I was on the salvage team.
All right. There we go then.
But what about the salvage team?
It would be best if I was in charge of it.
Alright, so we've
Right.
got Zoe with Fix 2.
All right. Charlie, do you want to be on the salvage team?
Sure, give me commands and I'm wherever you need me.
Charlie's on the salvage team, and then Walter, you're not doing anything, I think.
I assumed I'd also help.
All right, perfect. That's our. I think that fulfills the max administration thing we've got going. So that's
Nope. On this ship, it's actually ×2. So your highest lead is still 0 and highest admin is still 2, right? That hasn't changed?
Is it 1 or 2?
Yeah, hers too.
Okay. In
So-
that case, we can have 2 more people on it. Is Android busy?
Yeah, since we haven't found out yet what happened with the crew quarters. Or rather, the command crew quarters.
Oh, right. I skipped over that. Android's not busy with that. I'll give that to you guys in a minute. That's not going to take days of salvage.
Okay. In
So-
that case, if Android's fine with being on the salvage team, she'd probably be good on the salvage team. And
The
then
Android had the highest ratio of all the teams.
yeah, absolutely. And then Nemesis, keep doing computer things, I guess. Jai will. Well, I don't know. Is there any more computer things for them to do?
It's all on autopilot now.
All right, you're on the salvage team then.
Wait, what? No, there's still plenty of computer stuff to do.
Salvage team. You're right. There's computer stuff on the salvage team. You're salvaging
Parisian.
computers.
You hear some Parisian swear words.
All right, so yeah, that's our bunch then.
And
We've got all the spots filled.
I had wanted to do some kind of random roll to see which of the teams for the previous 21 days of salvage had won your contest, but I totally forgot to set that up.
It's fine.
We all know who really won. All of us, in our hearts.
Yeah.
The real prize was the friends we made along the way.
I don't think so.
What? Ivan and Elena are still fighting. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and now she can hold it over him that she performed so much better than he did.
It strikes me we probably shouldn't have left them working on the guns together.
Oh no, they're repairing it toward each, and then they're pointing it at each other.
All right. No, hold
Yeah, that's so
on.
much better.
Nemesis, do you have fix?
I fix one now.
Perfect. You're on the guns. Have Alexi come in here.
Yay!
Alexi or Elena?
Right, Elena.
Okay.
Whichever. Have Elena come in here.
Sure thing, boss.
Okay. Do you have any of the other NPCs working with us on salvage with you?
No, they're on the gun still.
Okay.
I just want to split those two up.
We'll bring Switch. Right, we have one more spot open?
You filled all of the 100 per day spots, but you can still add more people.
We'll bring Switch too. We need somebody who can carry stuff.
What nobody knows is that the android also controls the guns.
Oh dear.
Alright, so as you pointed out, you've got 20 days of work that needs to go into the guns, right?
Mhm.
That doesn't have to be all 20 days here. It'll only take a few days. In fact, we'll just leave it at 3, put it at 3 days to do the external work, and everything else can be done internally. That way,
Perfect.
you're able to do this as you continue traveling throughout the sector. And with your team arrangement here, you've got 610 spare parts per day coming in. You still have a slight issue of bringing in more than you're able to actually use.
Fine. We can dump some of the less valuable normal scrap.
Okay. Do you want me to even calculate how much more of that you get?
Not really. No.
Okay. Since you're going to be dumping it anyways, you're not bringing in the incidental.
Right. If we find any like special scrap, we might bring that in.
All right.
Like the really good fancy stuff.
Of course. And what sections of the ship are you looking for this really good fancy stuff?
I believe it was. Well, I believe most of our focus was on the. Probably on the. I guess life support, internals, all that. We wanted to do the hydroponics. We probably wanted to do the stasis chambers and the bridge.
And then the engine, I believe.
And the engine, of course. So we've got a few areas of interest. And I assume we might do a once-over of everything else. Just see if we find any normal, good, sellable crap.
Okay. Okay, 1 second.
Speaking of, how difficult would it be to get and hide a telekinetic generator? I know they can be used mundane to charge batteries, although it takes longer. But that was a thing that was kind of on the fringe of my list of things that I wanted to purchase. And if I wouldn't be able to like either hide it or,
I mean, it's basically just a crank generator.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'd be very difficult to hide and say, yeah, I just crank it.
It's only an encumbrance of 2. Like, toolboxes are bigger than that.
I doubt anyone would really ask questions about it anyway.
Yeah, it's something that can be used. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Secondary.
I assume on the ship we can recharge power cells, A cells as well. Right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So
So that
there's no cred to be made. Charging A cell batteries, buying spent batteries, and
that would be that would only be useful like out in the field. Essentially, that'd be like you're away from the ship for days and you need equipment that needs batteries recharged.
Okay.
It won't be useful on the ship itself,
Yeah.
unless of course the ship entirely loses power, which could happen.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of buy spent batteries in bulk, charge them during these long trips, and then sell the charged ones and buy more spent ones when we dock.
I would say that batteries
It's
aren't really sold as spent very often because of how easy it is to charge them,
okay.
especially amongst spacefaring. If you find a primitive culture that doesn't have this abundance of energy in their ships or in ships, then you can probably make some profit off them. But
We can sell a ton of batteries to like the Tech Zero tribes people, I'm sure.
oh yeah,
As well as like laser weapons and stuff.
yeah.
Batteries and no way to use it.
No, go ahead and give them some weapons too.
Nah, you just get you sell them laser
Ooh,
weapons.
I actually have a brilliant idea.
And then but then you charge the premium for the solar recharger.
Oh yeah.
No, we don't give them any kind of generators, so they have to buy constantly new batteries from us.
I have a much better idea than any of this.
Oh boy.
This stuff. What if we just go present ourselves as gods and
Right.
recruit them
There it
and
is.
recruit them into our fleet?
All right, Kurt.
It's not a stars that number until someone suggests setting themselves up as gods on the Tech Zero planet.
Yeah.
That is true.
That is a comfortable end game.
As if
We could
I'm gonna
probably
let you
pull
have
off
an
on a
end
tech.
game.
We could pull it off on a Tech 1 too, as well. Tech 2 and Tech 3, it's probably not going to fly.
All right, so let us do this kind of quickly, day by day. Zoe, give me a. Oh, right. Why am I telling you?
I mean, it's still nice to be asked, but you're talking to yourself, basically.
Yeah, that's fair. So Zoe's gonna make a int fix check just to see how well she is able to identify and pull out the actual pre-tech components that are present on the ship. She has identified that yes, this ship is running or was at pre-tech points running with pre-tech components, and some of those may be salvageable. And so that's her fix check. You ready to roll?
Yep.
Oh, you have it set to ask every time. You're killing me here.
Well, you ask me every time what stat I want to use. How's this my fault?
I'm gonna change some things on your character sheet here real quick.
Fine.
You can hover over where it normally has the attribute, and it pops up and asks. There's a little down arrow. You can change that to the most frequent one, and then if I ask you to roll it differently, then you can always change it. Or, of course, when you're able to be back in your character sheet, you can change it back. But for now, I'm leaving it as always roll fix with int.
That's fine.
That's an 11.
Woohoo!
Are you satisfied with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of worried that you're asking me if I'm satisfied with that.
No, it's kind of low, isn't it?
It's average for me.
Okay. Are you sure?
7 plus. Oh, actually, it's above average.
I'm just giving you a hard time. Um, and now that that is set, how long are you guys planning to stay here? Looking for pre-tech and more salvage.
Oh, I was thinking of building a home here.
Okay.
Forever.
That'll
7
No.
days.
take some time. That'll take it.
7 days.
Yeah, at least
7 days.
7 days.
No, I mean we're staying for 7 days. I'm leaving after 7 days.
That's great.
good luck.
That's all right. Sure, 7 days, I guess.
Or
Hey.
one more session. That's all I have left for this.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Let me make some random rolls here. How many have I got? 9.
Yeah, at this point, even the fact that we're going to my parents' house next is not deterring me from wanting to move on.
I mean, there were things the android was going to do during that time as well. So
Yeah, I'm
There you
not
go.
skipping over you. I'm just trying to fast track the numbers part of it.
well, there should be, apart from Walter, nobody should be concerned.
What?
Why should Walter?
Because
be
nobody
concerned?
else knows. There's nothing to concern yourself about.
Oh,
I mean, for an android to ask why is a very interesting question. I think.
Okay. And is 7 days good with the captain too?
yeah, that'll be perfectly fine. That should be enough time to do what I want to do.
All right. One more set of rules. Okay. Okay. I've got the numbers down. In those 7 days, you will end up with 4,270 more spare parts.
Wonderful.
You'll end up with 4 pieces of pre-tech and 5 more tons of art.
Is art the name of an entity?
No, that's Arn.
And how much of the spare parts was it again?
Art, the name of a-
4,270.
I thought it was a funny joke, but he just shot it down.
Well, it could also be the name of the guy's son. I mean, his daughter was named Ari, right?
Yeah, true.
Do we have a list of how many pre-tech components we have somewhere?
Yeah, it's in the cargo hold.
Yeah, I'll write out which specific types you got a little bit later, or I can just tell you right now if you want.
Actually, all the pre-tech components we had, we've put into something by now.
Okay.
So we have none pre-tech components right now.
Fair enough.
I thought we had an extra one from the same material because we only needed one for the one weapon, right? Or we go ahead and move the other ones, the other weapons. So you're only going to bring one online, right? Or start off with one.
I thought we were doing 2.
Two.
I
guess
think
if we're doing
you
two,
were, I think you were talking
reviews.
about doing 2. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So what you said.
Yeah, get the externals on the other one done, then we'll just start working on the internals.
Well, no, we have the stuff to do 2, so we should just
Right.
do 2.
Okay, let's do 2. No, I'm just saying let's get the externals on everything done first, so we can work on everything while we're in meta space.
Yeah.
All right, so so that'll take us up to how many spare parts?
While he's doing that, what else did Android want to do?
Find out basically where the command crew quarters are, and then pilfer them,
That's right,
especially the captain's
command
quarter.
crew quarters. I don't have a specific list of what the command crew quarters have, so you tell me what you're looking for.
She's looking for the kind of safe a captain tends to have, where the really sensitive stuff is stored in. The rest she would just catalog and send to the rest of them.
Okay.
But secret files. Secret,
Right.
highly classified files. That sort of thing.
And what kind of information are you looking for in those files?
All the information that's there, there's probably a reason why it's highly secretive and classified.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't tell you what I'm looking for without knowing what's there.
That's okay, because I
And what
can't
they
tell
would
you what's there
consider.
because I haven't spec'd that out.
For
But
shame.
probably things concerning the mission, the ship, morale, stuff about entities, maybe even a private captain's log that you don't put out for the crew because they would all shoot themselves if they read how fucked up they all are.
Okay.
And the second thing she was going to do during that time was with the fighter we have, in order to get that out of there, if it doesn't have it, basically install the Android remote access to it so she can link to it.
Okay. Yes, that is correct, Meowkin. All right. Let's take those in order. I hope you remember what order you said them in, because I may not.
For shame.
What was that first thing?
The first thing, look for the captain's quarter and look for a safe
No,
or
I
a hidden
got that.
stash.
I got that, but
Okay.
what specific information is she hoping to retrieve from a captain's log?
Anything regarding the mission, state of the crew,
Mission. That's what
private
it
thoughts
was.
of the captain.
Okay. Well, the captain seemed to think that the mission was on target for at least the beginning of his logs. Appears to have been the same captain for the whole decade of this ship, basically moving people and going through its motions. Um, this was a decade-long exodus. Where the hell did I put that? There we go. An operation that basically started after Femno was destroyed, and shortly after things started going bad on Anatestius. There wasn't too much time in between Femno and Anatestius. They did apparently have several years to try and prevent what they had started, and the Exodus ship and the later ships that gathered were supposed to be a last resort until the last few months when that last resort became this is it's a good thing we actually prepared for this. Um, so
Does it actually mention what the actual goal of this plan was of all the ships, or this colony ship basically where they plan to go? Did they have a plan?
They didn't have a plan. They were a little bit insular, weren't entirely certain what else was out there, or at least they had other information of stars out there. They kind of knew who was out there, but they didn't have relations with them. They didn't know who would take several billion people.
Okay.
Crew morale was just, I mean, it was a 10-year mission on the ship.
All right. Is anything mentioned about like entities or in his private thoughts or anything like that? Anything official? Like orders what to do if X happens?
There are a couple of references to entities possessing crew members, and a particular, basically following a call it a ghost protocol. A ghost protocol that is required for that for both the entity and the person. They've apparently got the laws and procedures written around this relationship between the entity and the person. It doesn't go into a whole lot of detail. It's only referencing the ghost protocol.
Okay.
But there seemed to have been a symbiotic relationship.
Right. Well, yeah. If that's what she finds, that's what she transmits to the rest of the crew. Well, then would move on to deal with the fighter.
Well, what Nemesis hears is they can possess people.
Well, I already suspected the possessing people thing.
Yeah, but still, it's a reconfirmation.
Oh yeah. Not great, y'all. I'll just stay here directing work on the gun. No way to get them to work a little faster.
And
I mean, how a gun that's outside taps with someone who's being possessed inside the ship is anyone's guess, but hey.
and then she goes to work on getting the fighter up to speed.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, specifically, assuming it doesn't have that, basically install the Android link that's required for her to link up to it to
Okay.
get that thing out of there and into our ship.
There's gonna need to be some work done on the programming to bring it up to current modern standards, but that's something that
That's fine.
you'll probably want to do anyways, regardless of interlink.
Yeah. I mean, I have programming too, so.
This is something that is more likely going to, well, okay, it won't require Hacker 2, but it'll be much easier for Hacker 2 with the free the free protocols to be able to do.
Sorry, what's that about interlink?
Nah, we got time.
And let's see. Raza had what, 200 tons of cargo space normally?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. And how many spare parts would we have used? So
10,000 per gun.
Well, in 7 days, 3,500 of it.
Okay.
So you're actually 1/3 of the way towards a gun. Yeah, that makes sense. 7 out of 20.
Why did we harvest 4,270 tons of spare bits if we can't even carry that much or even use it up?
Oh, no, it's
Oh.
not 4,270 tons of it. It's 4,270 spare parts.
I was going by what was said in chat.
yeah, yeah, we're good on there.
Yeah. That 4,270 only takes up 21 tons of space.
And the vehicles we already have take up cargo space as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Believe we figured that was 35, right?
Yeah,
36 because of the hover cycle.
36, right?
All right, so we'll be able to cart along 68 tons of ship grade scrap.
Sweet.
And that's keeping all the art.
Yeah, keeping all the art and keeping the remainder of the spare parts.
Okay. Let's see.
And what type of pre-tech components was it?
He's still deciding.
No, I already marked those.
Oh.
And now I don't know where the cargo bay is. I'm not seeing that anywhere, so I'm putting everything in ship inventory.
Yep.
And we did already use all the older pre-tech salvage, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, technically, we still have the 2 Sue
Yeah,
components,
we had
but
stuff left over.
Right. Those actually
Did we
don't
use
work for the
everything?
weapons. Those you'll use one of those for the specialized mounting.
that's what it was for.
Right. The phased charge cannons actually need energy conversion components.
So do we
And
not have the pre-tech salvage we need?
you got one of those. So I'll type this in for you. The components, the pre-tech salvage you got was materials, energy amp, amplification, energy conversion, energy, and a computing.
Okay. So that would mean, and we already did use the Sue components, or we didn't.
We have one left, I guess.
Yeah.
We just use them. Okay, just use them one at a time, so we only have the components for one gun.
No.
Alright.
Apparently, we needed it for the
Mounting.
mounting.
Mhm.
Oh,
And what category would the Sue component fall under?
That's materials.
Material
Okay.
able to withstand blah 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 yada yada yada.
All right. So we have.
Sorry, that was more sarcastic than I intended.
In that
You're
case,
fine.
we have two. We have
It's
two
about- it's about-
materials. Yeah, we have 2 materials, 1 energy amp, 1 energy conversion, and 1 computing. Not including what we've already set aside for the guns.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, the materials was meant to be metaspace.
Okay, so
1 materials, 1 metaspace.
Yeah, because we took it out of the engine, so hopefully it has something to do with that.
Right.
Yeah.
one would expect. But in that case, what did we need for the guns then?
For the phase charge cannons, you'll need a energy conversion component for each one.
And we've
you're-
already used 1 for those, I think. Correct?
Did you apply 1 already to that?
I don't think
had, well, I think we had specialized mounting, right?
we had to
No.
fix the specialized mounting, otherwise we couldn't do
So-
anything with any of the
so-
guns.
Yeah, effectively the guns require, on top of what it has under the weapons, it requires that specialized. That's 1 specialized mounting per.
Right, but
No, not per
I'm-
gun. The specialized mounting is a one-time cost for all the guns.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we did have an energy and a materials before.
Yeah, but they went into the spike drive.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In that case, we haven't applied any pre-tech to the guns other than the specialized mounting stuff.
Okay.
Correct?
Yep, you're right.
All right, but we do have an energy conversion or amp.
Conversion is what we need right now.
All right, so we'll apply that to one of the guns. So we'll need another one for the other gun.
From now on, to bring one of those phase charge cannons online, we just need an energy conversion in the spare part.
That is correct.
All right. And then I noted that I've taken the conversion out to note that it's been used on the gun. So now we have a metaspace, a materials, an energy amp, and a computing part.
Oh, okay. I see. I just realized. So the convert thing was basically if you didn't want to use a pre-tech component, then, right?
Yeah.
Repair. Okay. I misunderstood that before. I was like, oh, does that require that? Or okay.
That was a player suggestion of could we just convert these to other weapons? So
Pre-tech weapons, essentially, right?
yeah, you'd be turning your pre-tech weapons into conventional weapons.
But we don't want that. We've got to be fancy.
Look, this gun better fire exotic particles, or it's not going to fire at all.
All right. But yeah, we're going to bring one of them back online to its full power. Woo.
We'll be able to run and gun.
Well, that and the Android has been consistently requesting in their reports that the emission dampeners be fixed.
Yeah, but as you might recall, I've
been ignoring those errors.
Yeah, I'm sending them all to spam.
Yeah, but the rest of the crew's getting it too now. She's also been requesting that in person, if you remember.
Right. Well, all right. I can just funnel all my spam, or I can just funnel all the ship error spam right to Zoe.
That is her role, right? It's her ship now.
I'll redirect the ones that I'm getting now back to Jai, and I'll try to do whatever I can to get it past the spam.
Oh no!
In that case, Nemesis will be informed if they keep doing this. Jai will revoke their Delta Rain rights.
Stops immediately.
Hit her where it hurts.
Speaking of, how long are we gonna be in this system?
Hopefully, only for a month total.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Delta Rain character is gonna be wearing all like last expansion's gear by the time you get.
You're actually missing one of the major events in the game right now. You're only going to get into on the tail end of it, so you better be working hard.
There'll be more.
There was a crossover limited event that you had to log in daily for. You've missed
Yep.
all.
Oh
God.
And the final prize was just one of the greatest skins ever.
You guys are making me real.
Yeah, wait a second. Y'all don't even do a Delta Ray.
No, the joke's on you. We've all been playing it just on a different server this whole time.
I will crush you.
Maybe you'll just have to make a character on our server.
All right, I would like to. We're coming up to the end of the session here. I'd like to end the session with some post salvage, just kind of crew letting off steam and downtime. Does that sound all right with you guys?
Oh, are we about to find out how to play Space Dragon Poker? Because I'm down.
Before we do that, Dex, I have been analyzing the scientific data. Was there anything in there about a condenser?
Yes, there was.
Oh, a condenser? Oh yeah, I have one right here, and I hold up the Metaspace pre-tech salvage.
Great.
That was a joke. I don't actually know if that's accurate. It'd be pretty funny though, right?
For a quick bead, and I'll try and get you some more information over the week. Condensers are, think of them like the hysteria that came around when the Large Hadron Collider came online.
Sure.
Condensers are large
Luddites.
large pieces of machinery that are attempting to, well, not attempting, attempting and succeeding in bringing a large area of space, planet side usually, because that's where you can get a little more oomph, down to absolute zero. There are some additional things that go into this, but that is the most difficult part of it, is getting a large volume of actual, space and vacuum actually, down to absolute zero.
Okay.
There are references to condensers that were built on both Femno and Anatestius, but they're just side references.
Before or after they exploded?
Before. And condensers are listed in bits and pieces of notes on the science server as essentially testing opening up those portals into the infraworld.
Wonderful.
The what?
Don't worry about it.
I'll say it again because I have to as a GM. The infraworld.
Oh, okay, all right.
Don't worry about it.
The fact that you're telling me not to worry about it makes me worry about it even more.
Yeah.
Because you have only kept bad things from us.
Oh, flashbacks.
I'm only doing it for your safety, probably.
Yeah, no, you're doing it because you're a jerk.
Is it-
Yeah.
Is it the Doom story where a scientist opens a portal and we have to fight demons?
Well, I have the soundtrack all queued up, so at least we'll be ready.
Don't worry. Like there won't be there's nothing to worry about, Walter.
Yes, it probably also the scientist in the Doom series.
Just remember, where we're going, you won't need eyes to see.
Terrifying.
As long as I have my Rita.
That's the spirit, Walter.
Yeah, I'd probably put a pill out and take seriously into consideration to take it, but then put it back.
But no. Go on. What were we actually going to do, Dex?
Oh, that was it. Basically, end of. You guys have just spent a month, 28 days, doing hard-ish work. There was some actual strain and effort involved with all of this work, and you now have a cargo hold chock full of things you can sell and things that you can use to repair things that are broken. I just wanted to end the session with a little bit of letting off steam. Let me know what your characters are doing. Are you playing Dragon Poker? Dragon Space Poker?
Yeah, Space Dragon.
Space
Poker,
Dragon
come on.
Poker.
We're
Sorry.
We're not the heathens that play Dragon Space Poker.
I keep forgetting. You guys are a little bit more advanced.
Um,
I'm sorry. I only play Space Griffin Poker.
Oh God. Please don't complicate this any more than it already is.
Look, there are about 1 million variants of Space Poker decks.
Space mythological creature poker is a
Right.
staple of the sector. Depends on what world you're from.
Right.
What the mythological creature is.
Right, and they can have many very intricate, but very, very game-changing variations of the rules, depending on which mythological creature it's based on.
I will say Space Manicore poker is basically just Calvin Ball.
Yeah, it's nonsense. it's really not worth playing, especially if you're playing for money. Space Hydra poker, though, that gets wild.
Oh yeah, with like 7 people on a side. Woo!
I'll just stick to my space mundane animal poker.
Space giraffe poker.
God.
I mean, that one's still pretty weird.
What about a giraffe
Yeah, but
hydra?
on the other hand, it's taking out the fighter for crews.
Oh god. So I would probably have Ivan make like some special. You know,
You're
something with
you're
lots
breaking
of
up a little bit there, Xander. Make some what?
Make something special, like a little cake or something
Okay.
for the party. And it would say on it, it would have the name of whatever team won. I'm assuming since I'm arranging for the cake, my team did not win, but I'm okay with that.
All right.
Oh dear.
But it's up to you to decide which team actually won.
All right, I'm flipping on more of these martial arts videos so I can learn a language.
You don't come to the party?
Oh no, I'm there. It's just martial arts videos are also there.
Okay. Nice.
I have to just kind of looking at the team makeups. Unless you object to me making a fiat choice here.
Pick
I
somebody.
thought we rolled for that.
No, the rolls were just an abstraction. That wasn't literally adding to anybody's scores. Yeah, the successful roll was not actually bringing in 10 more tons of, or 10 more spare parts for that person every day.
The actual winner was Team Jai and Nemesis.
No,
well, they
the
did
actual
bring in
winner was
all the
Team-
parts.
Team Raza, obviously.
Oh.
God, what kind of captain are you?
But Android and Elena as Rage with the Machine.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Good job, guys.
And per Elena's personal preferences, when you guys bite into the cake, oh fuck, it's spicy. Why is cake spicy?
Yes.
And she is loving it.
She has problems. All right, I feel like I need to do another psychological evaluation here.
Once you get past the fire, it's good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What part's
Just as a lot of
spicy?
rage.
Is it the cake itself, or is it the icing, or?
There are two different types of spice. The icing is it. I don't know if you've ever had these, but Starburst makes spicy Starburst.
Oh god, they're so gross.
Oh,
so bad.
so good. The icing is like that. It's like Mexican spices in sweet taffy candy.
I don't have a frame of reference for this, so I don't really know how to feel about it.
I've eaten like ghost pepper chocolates before. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, spice and sugar I'm down with, but those, like, I've only had one of those strawberry ones, and it was like or Starburst, and it was the orange one, and it was so fucking gross.
Well, that's because it was the orange one. Nobody likes the orange one.
Okay, well, look, I stopped once
Have you had the spicy Skittles though?
Those are pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the reference I'm trying to draw is to the spice that's in the candy rather than the candy, because it feels and tastes like the same spice is used in each of those candies.
Okay.
All right.
And that's
Now,
the kind of
what I
spice
would've
that's on
done-
the icing.
What I would have done is I would have made the icing like just full of menthol.
Oh God.
And
Oh,
then
that's awful.
The cake itself is super spicy.
You were a horrible person. You're putting spice
so
on
you
top
get-
of mint.
Yeah. And then you get both those horrible feelings at once.
Well, so the reason I mean, I might just eat the icing off of it, you know.
Or you could make proper cake instead of the silly American cake.
And the cake itself is the kind of spicy cinnamon flavor.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay.
That's more reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just scrape the icing off and eat the cake.
Actually, spicy cinnamon cake with like some good vanilla ice cream or something sounds really good now.
Right now, I'm kind of hungry.
And Ivan has managed to somehow make ice cream also. It's not spicy though.
Well,
Thank
I mean,
God.
yeah, good.
And I've also had spicy ice cream, spicy strawberry ice cream, and that was good too.
I'm sure it's fine. I just don't want it with also spicy cake.
And Ivan would have asked Android if there was anything that she wanted him to cook. He knows that she's an android.
I didn't eat.
He clarifies that he's more asking if there's anything that she wants the crew to experience.
Ooh.
Oh, that's worrying.
What was that combination again? Bleach, ammonia? Something else.
No, it's bleach and ammonia. That's nerve gas. Yeah.
No, she would just point out. No, she has no frame of reference for that.
He digs a little bit. He asks, what about an owner? Or your owner? Do you know anything that your owner likes that might represent you?
Does she? I mean, at that point, she would query every database there is in her head.
So she just like goes quiet.
Anything in that regard.
Your owner really likes oysters.
I was actually stop it. I was actually about to say seafood.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. In that case,
I did not know, Xander, that you were an empath.
No, I'm psychic.
Or bourgeois, one or the other.
I try and keep it on the DL, but you know.
Oh.
Sometimes I fail at that.
What is the empath picking up? Because it's certainly not an android. Yeah, she would say seafood.
All right. He does what he can with the food that you've given to him.
Yes, seafood.
Nutrient paste shaped like fish.
He tells you that if you want him to cook, he's telling this to the whole crew now. If you want him to cook a real seafood dinner, then get him to Lohikau Etsana. Or Echna.
Are we... Hold on, let me actually see if that's on our path.
It's nowhere near you. It's past the United Imperial Shogunate.
Well,
it's fine. Despite being other people being elsewhere, the ship is taking off that way for some reason.
No, there's.
There it goes.
I have good news. We may not be able to get the best seafood in the sector, but there is another planet, not one jump away, that does have seafood.
Nope, too late.
He says, "Oh yes, March. They import from Lohikau Echna.
That'll be perfect.
It isn't as good as fresh, but it will do.
Only the best for the owner.
Mark has everything we need.
I assume they'd have like ships that actually bring in fresh seafood. Like they keep the fish in giant water tanks and just fly them over.
No, it's still frozen. Yeah, it's frozen.
Okay. Well, whatever. I assume they have oceans still.
United Imperial Shogunate might get fresh seafood from Lohikau Echna, but
we're also not planning to go anywhere near there.
Right. And yes, of course March does have its own oceans and its own fish, but it's Ivan is saying that the best is at Lohikau.
Yep,
right.
Only the best for the owner. It's not like they can tell where the android's jumping.
Android. No, we can see that. It's on. We have the access to the bridge.
So
we're going to March.
Hey, Android, I'll help you make sure that doesn't happen.
There's nothing you can help with, but sure. Why will they be surprised?
All right. I probably should have had this session last week because boy, is there a lot of homework for me.
Yep.
Just a little, in little addition, Walt would probably carve or tape little trophies for Andrit and Elena
Okay.
as the HR officer, and then kind of in a ceremony also give it to them. Congratulations. Keep up
Put
the
little-
good work.
Put little gold
Thanks.
stars on their files.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cute. Elena is a little bit touched, and she doesn't even get angry.
That's fine. The android even puts her gold star on her, so she has 2 gold stars.
How good is the vodka that Alexi's been working on?
Doesn't that take like months to make?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
It really doesn't.
And we've been out here for a month, so like, come on, man. What have you been doing?
It's pretty strong.
Good.
Yeah, to make vodka, it's not something that needs time. You basically just need a distillery. The second you have that, you can make that stuff right then and there. There is no
Oh,
aging
yeah, there you go.
process.
Woo! Party.
I mean, if you do it wrong, everyone kind of dies because alcohol poisoning and other stuff. But yeah,
It's probably
Woo!
fine.
Party.
vodka is easy. You just need the potatoes or something similar.
Or we get
Woo!
blind.
Party. How many more times am I gonna have to say this? Come on.
All right, so let
At
me
least once more.
refresh myself. I need to do fighter ship, science as far as condensers and entities are concerned. What else?
I need to talk to you after you cut the recording.
Okay. That's ominous.
A bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to chat. I've been told I'm not supposed to say talk anymore, so I need to chat with you after.
Oh.
the
Oh, that's
you go.
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
There were a couple of other things that I had kind of earmarked for needing to resolve, and normally I would just go through the recap and recap it, but I have a habit of doing that on the Saturday before the game.
Yeah. Did you find out if we can hack the automated system? The automated fueling system?
I forgot about that.
You literally put it on your to-do list and then showed us a picture of your to-do list.
I did, but I haven't looked at my to-do list all week.
Da-da-dum.
Such a slacker.
I
Make it that you don't list.
I ended up working on all of the audio files that I did not play once during this session. Oops.
I mean, we'll.
Effort well spent.
Yes.
Great.
I mean, we'll hear them eventually.
Nah, it's too late.
Those are the news ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll hear them next session.
Yeah,
That'd be
let's actually somebody can remind me if I forget again. Let's start off with that, and I'll try to figure out the order in which you hear them.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say put it on your to-do list, but well,
Honestly, writing things down is more effective for me than the electronic typing. We were just talking about it. Okay, well, that's what I can remember. Fighter ship and the science information. Did I satisfy your inquiries about what was in the captain's room?
yes, unless there's more specific things you think that should be in there. As I
No.
said, it's kind of hard to tell you what I'm looking for if it's a big mystery that only you know the full scope of.
Yeah, I totally get that, but at the same time, it's equally hard to put down everything that would be in there without knowing what the player is actually interested in.
Here's a question then: is there any fancy pants, old pre-Scream loot in there,
Or fancy pants.
or fancy pants?
Both the fancy pants pre-Scream loot and the fancy pants are included in your 5 tons of art.
Okay.
Fair enough.
What about pre-screen fancy loot pants?
No, none of those.
Are those pants you wear while playing the lute?
No, it's pants you've looted.
Ah.
Pre-
Oh,
Gotcha.
I thought it was
Mm.
pants you made out of loots.
No.
Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up.